What's up, StickInRink? We're back. We're back better than we ever, probably worse than we've ever looked, better than we've ever been, and just ready to kick things off. This is a fun episode waiting to be had. It's episode, what is this? Episode 53.
Yeah.
Bo Horvath, a StickInRink podcast.
Big 5'3" guy.
Big 5'3". Yeah. Big Raph. Big on the 5'3" train, right?
Huge 5'3" guy.
5'3", good height. Raph enjoys being 5'3".
Thank you.
StickInRink. So this is our ceremonial, in quotations, last episode ever of this show. We're going to get to that. Should we get to it now? We'll get to it now. Okay, big news. You saw on our Instagram. We're leaving the network. No hard feelings. But we're going on to bigger, better things. So we are coming back to Ride the Pod. That is the move.
Yep.
We are kind of rebranding. We're pivoting, as Ross would say. Yeah, we're kind of changing things up, guys. So we're going from right now. What would you say we are right now?
In terms of what?
A podcast.
We're still rookies in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, we're rookies. We try and be a Canucks podcast.
We may have went through a sophomore slump this year.
Yeah.
May have.
Our entire podcast, like the nucleus of our podcast, got COVID and died.
Yeah.
Much.
Yeah.
But so the pivot that's happening is we are no longer a Canucks podcast later this month. We're barely even a sports podcast.
Yeah.
We're basically just going to call ourselves comedy. We are comedy.
We are comedy with a hint of sports.
Fuck yeah. You're damn right we are.
Yeah.
So we're going to pivot to Ride the Pod later in the month. There will be more news on that. There'll be more clarifying, more clear news on that later to come.
Yeah.
We'll also be doing a ton of video projects. We're basically going to become the Paul brothers.
Yeah.
On YouTube. That's the plan.
And we're going to fight Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's not on. Power buttons in the back there.
The struggle is real.
Shachi, producer, making a guest appearance. But getting to this episode, guys. So this episode is sick. What we got planned today is we basically call it the community episode, guys. This is community right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and bring on some listeners just for little chunks of segments here. Just talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about, whatever the guest wants to talk about, whatever Josh and I wants to talk about. It's gonna be a good time. So.
We already got some comments, dude.
Got some comments flying.
Ride the Pod. We're back,
Shane,
baby. We're back.
Out the badass portable battery.
Yeah.
You're going to see the sweat cake in from the fat rolls as we get going. Josh, literally, I think Josh positioned his shirt, his body, everything to make him look as like
buff,
as boulderish as possible.
And fit. I'm a big guy now. I put on some libbies. Some libbies in the past year here.
Yeah.
But yeah, here we are. So
yeah,
like obviously we've had a great run with the Hockey Podcast Network, and obviously we want to thank them for everything that they've done for us.
Yeah.
But obviously just from a content standpoint, we feel that, when we're covering solely one NHL team, it can be hard at sometimes, especially when you're cheering for a team that's not even in the playoffs right now.
That can be difficult.
So that's hard.
That could be proven to be difficult at times.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, so I think we're ready. We've got a guest lined up. We've got a legendary man who's ready to make an appearance in this show. A long overdue appearance, might I add.
And we can see him shaking his head with all the stuff that we've said. And look, he's already got a grin on his face.
We can't really say like in what capacity. We can't start naming names, but we used to be his superior, like through different means of work and different things like that.
What I will say is the company that I work for, this guy hired me. Okay. This guy called me and gave me the call, and he called me being like, "You're hired."
Yeah.
So credit to you.
Dude, that's a sketchy thing to say on air because, like, not even naming company names, but just the fact that putting his mistake out there for everyone to know.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I don't think it was his best signing.
Yeah, that's like, dude, you see,
I'm a solid third line guy, good locker room presence guy. I'll never exceed $3 million a year.
Third line guy with a bad contract. Maybe?
Yeah, maybe like a Louis Erickson type. So we'll see.
Okay. Anyways, Raph, hit the button, do the thing, make the magic happen. Bring him into my living room. There he is. In the background.
Gentlemen, hello. Can you hear me?
Lon, the mean. How you doing? We can hear you loud and clear. This is sick.
Okay. First and foremost, you guys looking like a before and after set together right there. But if it makes you feel any better, it's like after some hard drugs. Like you were clean before, you were eating maybe a little too much healthy, and then just hard drugs to get the weight lost.
I love that.
It's I don't doubt it. I mean, I put the shirt on last minute before we started, and I thought, dude, this is gonna look sick. And then I realized my couch is like a lean back kind of couch. Not sick.
Dude, like eating Cheetos lean back couch.
Yeah.
Elijah, you look like what's his name from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas right now. Like after he's done all the drugs and everything, and he's just Lonnie will get that. Nobody else understands it.
I actually think I have that same couch here in my guest room.
Dude,
sure.
Let's go. Frey Hayden from
Cheers
IKEA.
to that.
Yeah, I got it as a one of my buddies was moving out, and he's like, "Hey, you have a guest room now. Do you want a couch?" And I was like, "I do not want to pay for a couch." He's like, "I didn't say that." So,
damn. You know what's? You know what? I'm a peasant. I paid full price for the IKEA couch.
Ooh, yeah. No, don't do that.
Yikes, dude.
All right, I like that.
Premium
So,
quality.
Lonnie, in the spirit of a community-based podcast, we're bringing you on. What questions do you have for the boys?
Yeah. Do you have some questions?
And we'll have questions for you, but
easily.
All right. Well, I come to you with Greek mythology and ethics questions because I figured that's just like your listener base, right? Like just
dude. That's sick.
literally polar opposite of the sports. This is not a wrath-based podcast. This is a comedy podcast now.
Yeah, no, I've heard your guys' podcast, and I've been sitting there going like, I listen to these boys out of support, but God, I have no idea what they're talking about. Like,
dude, you're
it's
in my shoes now of what I listen to Josh sometimes.
That's fair.
Yeah, brutes.
All right, fire away, Lonnie, whenever you're ready.
What do you got for us?
All right, guys. So in Greek mythology, Daedalus is a famed architect and inventor, a genius with no compare. You guys would know his son probably a little bit more from the apocryphal story of Isaac, flew too close to the sun, that guy. Okay. So in Greek mythology, Daedalus just kind of like shows up places. He invents something to fix a problem that everybody was having, and then just walks away. He's like, cool, I solved the problem. But it almost always results in deaths. Isaac, of course, because, the wax wings, they melt. He plummets straight through, and that's his son. But the other is he built the famous labyrinth from the legend of Theseus and the Minotaur, that whole thing. So my question to you guys is, he thinks that he's solving problems, but it leads to, I think, at least 29 deaths, 28 Athenians, one, his son. Yeah.
Okay.
So with that, do you guys think that he has some, objective responsibility for having given these inventions to other people, going like, okay, I'm done, I'm out, when he knows what they can be used for? Or do you think he's absolved completely? He just built a tool and it's up to people to use it for good?
I'm going to let you take this one first.
So you're going to answer. We're both going to answer.
We'll both answer.
There's no like scapegoating an answer just because it's on your IQ level.
Yeah, but
that's some bullshit. First question, I'm going to answer your question with a question first and then actually answer it.
Okay.
Are you just changing the story of like 2010 to 2021 and just taking out the fucking guy's name? What's his face? Are you just taking out Jeff Bezos and replacing him with what's his face? The Greek dude?
No.
That sounds exactly like the story of Jeff Bezos. You invent Amazon and you just give everyone, they kill each other with it.
Well, I mean, like you could really apply it to the philosophy of objectivism and stuff like that. Like really dive in. Like that's a very loose term that I just actually threw out there that I probably shouldn't have. But I mean, really, yeah, it's the idea of whether or not the inventor bears any responsibility for the tool. You could say for the original gun, like what that cascaded to and now, or just the creation of a weapon. If you guys watch Marvel, was Iron Man responsible for the weapons his company created that killed people? But I framed it in, Daedalus and Greek mythology because I didn't want to get super political.
Yeah, I guess we got political when we went Amazon, but that's okay. I'll answer your question. I'll say the inventor bears zero responsibility for this. People, I thought about this today too because I was watching the new black hole documentary on Netflix, and they were obviously like super smart scientists talk about black holes and like what they could do and what they are and like what they could hold. All this like fucking big knowledge stuff, and I was like, dude, what if this goes really, really bad? But then I progressed to think that no, dude, it's your job as a human to just try and figure shit out. Like that's what we're here for. In the end, because how many times do you hear people talk about like like discovering things or like devoting their life to like a project or an idea or like even a topic or a subject, and they know full well they'll like in their lifetime they're not going to figure it out completely, but like they've almost dedicated their life to just progressing it. I think that's kind of what I relate it to.
Okay.
Is that sick?
Okay, well, what I will say is I'm kind of in the same boat as Elijah. I mean, like the inventor, what I always think is anything that's ever been invented, it's probably been designed for just one purpose only. And then like just in the meantime, like they don't think it's like, okay, what could this possibly turn into? They probably like Lonnie said, guy that creates like a gun. Well, probably designed it to, I don't really know what, probably to kill somebody he didn't like, something like that.
Yeah.
But didn't also think about, well, someone could probably modify this to the point where this is where wars and more people could actually be killed. You know, maybe no one ever kind of like thinks about like progressing an invention, but that's what the human race does, right? Like everything that's been invented has been improved since its invention.
Yeah.
You know, something as simple
Improved
as
or progressed
progressed
maybe it's not
in
improved.
a certain way. Like I don't think there's an accountability on the person that invented it. Otherwise, I don't know who invented the gun, but whoever did, it's just like we have wars because of this one sole person. I mean, you could probably make that argument, but also at the same time, it's just like, is it that or is it the people selling it and making money off of it?
The monetization.
Yeah.
Lonnie, what do you think?
I mean, I see what Josh is going for. I think that if you start complaining, like, I mean, wars were already fought before the gun, so I don't think we could put that much problem on him. He's just building a better bow and arrow, right?
Yeah.
But I think that, like, you know, in the specific examples that we're looking at, like Daedalus created the labyrinth, so the thing that houses the Minotaur. That's literally a maze made to like keep you guessing where you're going and to house a beast that is gonna kill you. So I think the guy kind of gets a little, like, he knows exactly what he's building. He knows it's not like no one's going to build a better labyrinth. This thing's supposed to be perfect. That's why he goes down in history. He also like killed his nephew, which is really messed up. But
this guy sounds like a great guy.
Oh yeah, no, upstanding citizen. Just
Daedalus.
Daedalus.
What an ironic name for this topic too.
Yeah. For your comedy podcast, here you go. Just like
Hey, we haven't started that yet. We're not trying to be funny yet.
Oh, okay.
I have something I wanted to touch on quickly about this topic, because the labyrinth was designed in a very specific way, like Lonnie was saying, to obviously keep like the Minotaur kept in there, and then if anybody were to go into it, they'd essentially get lost and die. That's a very specific purpose for it. But if you go back to something, let's say like Da Vinci and his blueprints for a helicopter, like his idea was just to have people fly. But it's like now, if you think about it in another sense, like people have taken that concept and they've developed it in a sense where it's like we can now use it for travel, we can use it for combat, we can use it for
overall goods. Fun.
Overall fun, shipping goods. Like there's so many different ways. So I think the responsibility is put on the inventor as well as the people. The inventor to kind of like to plant the seed of whatever it could be, and then the people to kind of progress that and have that seed flower.
It's like do with it what you please. Essentially, it's like here are the tools, improve it.
Yeah,
that's what I say to my girlfriend when I lay on the bed.
Jesus Christ.
See, and like
blame her for everything that happens.
What Raffle's referencing there is the aerial screw, and now I'm just thinking of like an Apache attack aerial screw just like flying around, and it doesn't work. Like
the Apache aerial screw that like invades Osama bin Laden's compound.
Dude, you put like two automatic machine guns on that thing, it's going to be shooting everybody in a 360-degree radius, no problem.
Yeah.
Everybody think that like Da Vinci didn't have some sort of schematic for like an auto arrow firing sort of contraption? Like he probably could have had those up and going by like, you know, the 16th, 17th century. Like
I'm sure he'd find some sort of way to put like a trebuchet on it, even just completely throw off its flight path and just have it plummet towards the ground.
Siege warfare from the air.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love that.
Hey Lonnie, it's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you guys too.
Yeah.
My one question for you, Lonnie, is actually it's more of a compliment, but also a question. What I will say, dude, you are the king of fucking movie reviews, man.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. Like I've taken a couple recommendations, but you've also saved me a lot of time with wasting 2 hours of my life on like a sitcom or a action movie that is just not good. Like I actually read every single story in depth, but I hate and in true movie review fashion, you don't always give a lot away because like you try and avoid the spoilers, but fuck, Like they're so just in depth. And I love how, is it your girlfriend that you do them with?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also like her takes, but I like that dynamic you guys have going. So what's on tap? Like what's the next movie you guys are going to watch?
I got excited the other day. She was not as excited about this. I said we should do like a propaganda month where we find like, 80s propaganda film like
Michael
Red
Moore.
Dawn or like no, like think like the later Rockies, not Rocky 1. That's a solid film on its own. But you get to like what is it, Rocky 3 with the Russians, and all of a sudden it's like this is just kind of like, oh, we're propagandizing, aren't we? Like we're taking like,
what
here
would
you
be
go.
a good movie just because like we're still sports related? Miracle on Ice.
Miracle?
Miracle on Ice.
Another really good one. You could also do Indiana Jones with their take on the Nazis.
Did they have a bad take on the Nazis like most?
Well,
people?
no, but it was just like, I mean, it was like a form of like American propaganda. Like
I would like to put it out there now that I am anti-Nazi.
Yeah,
like that's my take right now. Just putting that out there, guys.
Yeah, we want to put it out there too. We scold the Nazis. We do not like them.
Yeah, hate them.
In case any of the viewers were
don't know what Raph is thinking, but just.
For the record, I am Polish. I don't think I can like Nazis. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
That's a tough look if you like those guys.
Before Lonnie goes, I want to tell a story that involves Lonnie. I think I have it right. So correct. It's either right or it's like my facts make no sense. So this was when Lonnie returned to Vancouver after being gone, or at least the first time that I saw him in multiple years. And when Lonnie left, he was pretty much looking like me. Like he was not the most fit of guys out there. And he came back and he was looking like, you must have lost like 20 or 25 pounds or something like that. And I came up to him, I'm like, Lonnie, you're looking great, buddy. You've been working out. And he's like, I have diabetes.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sorry, what? You're kidding me, right? That's true, right?
Yeah, that's probably accurate. I got really blitzed on that trip, so I don't remember this specific story. But I use my diabetes at the drop of a hat for either a joke or an excuse. It is the greatest gift I think I've ever been given in terms of medical diseases you can still survive with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally, dude.
I like that.
I want to talk more diabetes when we have some more time, but we got to get the show moving along. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Lon.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
Wait, are you still in Edmonton?
I am still in Edmonton, yeah.
How's the Edmonton life? You like it?
Yeah. Cost of living is beautiful, but like you guys have the beautiful scenery and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. All right, Lonnie, thanks for coming on, buddy.
Appreciate
Thanks for having me, guys.
My phone at?
All right, perfect. So moving right along here, Lonnie, what a fucking guy.
Dude, Lonnie is a legend.
Yeah, he is so fucking funny, and I always love hearing his opinions on things. Like when he hit us with Greek mythology, I'm like, oh, fuck me up, man. Like I don't know anything about that. Like I haven't studied that since 8th grade. Like fuck me. But anyway, should we bring on the next guy?
I'm down. Yeah,
we might as well just keep the queue moving.
Dude, I remember when I was planning like for guests to come on, I was telling everyone like, yo, we'll have like 1 to 3 minutes, 2 to 4 minutes, something like that. I think Lonnie was in here for like 10, 12 minutes.
Oh, easily.
Maybe 15.
Okay, so next guest that we have in the queue.
Let's keep the community coming.
Is it Richard Blosser? Is that how you say his last name? I assume it
find
is.
out right about now.
Well, here he is. He's got a jersey on, so I assume we're talking some hacky. Richard, what's up, buddy?
Hello, lads. How are you guys doing all the way out there in Western Canada, I take it?
Yes,
right.
sir.
Yep. Vancouver. We love it up here, man. It's sick.
Where are you at right now?
I am a dirty, filthy East Coast American.
Okay, nice. Whereabouts?
Pennsylvania, actually.
Oh, baby. Where? You in scumbag Philadelphia or what?
Yeah, he had the Steelers Cup going.
Philadelphia, how dare you? I'm near Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, never heard of that place, but I'm down.
We had Pittsburgh and
we had Pittsburgh or Philly.
I have fucking Canadians know nothing about American geography, dude. We're the worst.
Does this help?
The Hershey Bears, dude.
Hershey, there it is. Huge AHL
guy. Richard is part of the Hockey Podcast Network. Does podcasts on the Hershey Bears, correct? Yeah, I got that right. So I don't even know if Tom Wilson went up through there, but let's just blanket statement and say that all the Hershey Bears players are like Tom Wilson. So if you're a Rangers fan, welcome to the show. But Richard, man, how's your night? Having a good night?
Doing good so far. Actually, wrapped up Game Over episode number 5, where we say goodbye to each and every NHL team, whether they want to or not.
Oh,
We just did the Blackhawks and Blues today.
wow.
Nice. Frick yeah, dude.
So the Blackhawks are done in terms of what? Just like not being competitive again?
The Blackhawks were officially eliminated. They were number 11, technically, which probably puts them at mid-April-ish, to end of April.
Yeah.
And the Blues were our first playoff team eliminated. Basically, they were the first one voted off of American Idol. They're the first ones voted off the island. Simon really didn't like their singing.
Damn, dude.
And like Randy Jackson tried to say something positive, but in the end, he's like, "It's a no from me, dog."
It's a big no from me, dog. No, they were done.
Richard, man, what do you got for us today?
What questions?
What are we talking?
Well, here's the thing, lads, is that I actually wanted to bring a little bit of Game Over to your show here today with one or two questions that I typically ask on the podcast.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
All right. So
I'm going to preface this real quick, though. I have to put a disclaimer out there. If you try and make me bury Jim Benning, by like oath of family, I can't do that.
No,
I'm not so
won't.
lenient with that.
I won't, because he's done a lot of that himself.
All right.
All right. I like that.
At least you have a couple former Hershey Bears up there, so I'll take it easy on that. So I will ask you the same question I've asked every team to start out with. What happened with the Vancouver Canucks, as the kids say? What happened?
Okay, well, I'll take.
Yeah, you field this one there.
I'll field
Right
this
up your
one. This
alley.
is a hot shot to third base, and I'm about to throw him out at first. You know what? What I will say is, I think we weren't as active in last year's offseason than we should have been. I think we lost some key intangibles. I'm not saying Jacob Markstrom, because I still would not pay him $6 million a year after the year that
And
he
Demko
had just had, and Demko's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, I think obviously down the stretch, COVID obviously came into effect for the Canucks, just grinded their schedule. Not saying that they were already buried at that point, but I would also say the biggest part of this, the downfall of JT Miller. That really affected Vancouver this year. He's tied for first in points last year, and I don't even think he was. Did he crack top 5 this year? He must have.
I think he got points this year, but he was a shell. He was a shell of
But
himself
it was
when
not
it came
that
when it
good.
came to being a player and a leader. He was an absolute shell of himself.
Yeah. So that's my answer is JT Miller.
Nice. Okay, I don't hate that. I'm going to jump right in, Richard. I'm going to say that the Canucks, honestly, this year, I think it went really almost the way it was supposed to go. Like last year was a bit of an over succeed, and just a culmination of different events with the pandemic kind of sneaking them in the playoffs and then getting hot at the right time. We've seen it with I'm going to compare it to something right now. The Canadians right now, what they're doing in the playoffs. Talk to me next year, and I'll still take the Canucks to finish better than the Canadians. Like, that's just what I think. That's kind of what I think year to year. It's that, okay, this team's clicking right now at the right time. No one's out here denying that the Canadians are over succeeding.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm kind of making the Canadians talk right now, but if you take it back to the Canucks, I don't really think, like, you're blowing one thing. We all blow the success out of proportion. I'm not blowing the failure out of proportion, just saying, you know what, it was 56 game season. The young guys kind of got off to a very fucking slow start. And by the end of it, it was too late to catch up. That's kind of where I see it.
Love that.
Yeah, I understood. I mean, it seemed like there was some hope out there in Canuckland, and while COVID did pretty much ravage your guys' season, like you guys said, it's not like the team was really good before all the COVID stuff happened.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If anything, they were better when they came, or not better when they came back, but like right before it happened was when we started getting things done.
So I won't take up too much more of your time, but just quick answers for these last two questions on here. We're not going to ask the expansion or the draft stuff, but for all the Canucks Nation that's listening out there, just give a reason to why fans should be optimistic and depressed heading into next October. into October.
Ooh.
All right. I'll go first on this one. So optimism, guys. We have one of the best cores in the league. Easily.
Wow.
Top 7. Well, sorry, best young cores in the league. If you take out any of the top teams.
Hogder.
Yeah. Well, the addition of Hoglanders helped a lot too. But even give me like there are 5 to 6 keeper players with like maybe our top prospect, Pod Colson. I like our kind of cupboard of prospects and core. I like it better than probably every team except for 6 or 7 out there, maybe in terms of future. So yeah, I think the core is why you're happy. Do you want to go? You want to go next?
Yeah. You know, I think the words were kind of taken out of my mouth is Nils Hoglander, man. Like this guy, I think is going to come out next year, have, I would say, a bigger role on this team. And from what I've seen and from what we've heard from talking to guys that have worked with TSN and Sportsnet, is this guy is going to outwork everyone next to him. And I think that's the biggest thing. And he's skilled, which is also a bonus. I mean, you can have fourth line guys that go out there and they work hard, and that's awesome. But Hoglander is one of those guys that he's got the talent as well to back it up. And, you know, with the season that he just had, I would add him to that core.
Yeah.
Obviously, having said that, I think like you can't have too many core pieces, so one might have to give. I don't really know who that one is, but that's my answer.
Be a big chip out there. I'll answer. Do you want to chime in on that at all, Richard, before I answer the press part?
The optimism. I mean, yeah, you have a really good young core out there. You guys seem like you're really fun to watch. Like when I have full game center booted up here, Vancouver at home, yes, please. I will always put that on. So at least I think for entertainment value, I think the Canucks are a fun team to watch when they're clicking.
Yeah,
I like that.
I like that too. The depression reasons, man. I'm going to go ahead and say watching Cale Makar right now, it is fucking downright depressing that I used to compare Quinn Hughes to him.
Yeah.
Like that was tough when they were going head to head for the rookie or just like the best young defenseman.
It's not even close.
Dude, like I love Quinn and he's a great offensive defenseman. There were some big holes in his game this year when it comes to actual defense. Fucking Cale Makar looks like one of the best 1 or 2 defensemen in the league. Like, so that's kind of a tail end depression for me right there.
I would say the depression for me would maybe be the contracts that Pettersson and Hughes are going to get this offseason.
Yeah, you and I are on different islands when it comes to
that. That just might be the issue. Not because I think that they don't deserve less money, because I think they do. But again, every offseason, the question that Vancouver has is the cap space.
Yeah. And
can you afford to sign these guys long term, or are we going to have to get the bridge deals where these guys, in my opinion, are obviously going to improve? But if you sign them to 3-year deals, then they're really testing free agency. You can't lock them up. And we talk about, and in Vancouver, we talk about core, but bridge deals are detrimental, especially when you're dealing with really, really young guys.
Oh, that's where we're different.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
Richard, what team are you rooting for right now in the playoffs? Are you the Bruins?
What?
Are you cheering for Boston right now?
No.
Is it just the Bears and the Bruins? Is that the only connection you made there?
Yeah, kind of.
No. I actually filled out my bandwagon application, and that's with Colorado.
Let's go. I'm with you on Colorado. All right. Okay, we don't have the game going right now. Do you have the game going?
2-2.
No way.
Let's go, Vegas. They're a
wagon,
dude.
Holy
shit.
Won't
stop.
That's tough. That's
Hell
tough.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we won't keep you any longer, Richard, but thanks for coming on, buddy. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Pleasure working with you at the network.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you, guys. I know we didn't talk a lot, but, you know, we'll keep up on Twitter, especially when the season starts again. I know at least your farm club's moving a lot closer out to you guys, out to Abbotsford there in the fall. So, you know, good luck and Godspeed there, lads, and take care of yourselves. And as Red Green once said, keep your stick on the ice.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Also keep the stick in the rink too. Do that.
Take care, guys.
All right. Thanks, Richard. Take care,
easy,
buddy.
Man. Adios.
All righty.
We're chugging along here. It's community episode edition 1.
Dude.
That's Josh. I'm Lige.
If you're just
Fucking
joining,
man. Fucking A.
we're buzzing.
Fucking
You
A.
can't see Raph, but he
Yeah,
is.
well, what am I supposed to point to, dude? That's Raph.
Yeah,
I'm over here.
yeah.
We should have had like you join. I don't even know how to do it. Never mind.
It's too
Fuck
late.
me.
We're already fully committed.
You
to
know what
this.
we could have done? We could put your phone. We could have put your phone on one of those stands, and then you join in with your phone, turn the mic off, and then use. Yeah, see, fucking
Yeah,
genius, dude.
we could do that.
Move
but-
the wires around.
or you could just send yourself the link and we could just
Yeah.
do it that way.
Nah, I'll stay behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Am I buttoning up the fat? Yeah.
No, you're not.
Are you sure?
No, it's undone, dude. Like I would say for every, you know what we should have done? Started with the shirt fully buttoned,
Yeah.
but for every interview we get, you undo a button.
Fucking way.
And it's
too-
like,
way
and
too
eventually
aggressive,
we
man.
should have done strip podcasting. So every listener that we get, we have to shed a piece of clothing. That would have been sick. That's an idea,
Imagine we
Raph.
blow up one night.
Mark that down the queue. Okay, so we actually got
comments pouring in.
we actually got two in the queue here. So we're gonna preface one guy who's probably
Wait,
been
Wait.
What?
Let's address some comments first because I want to give the interviews. at
okay.
least
Yeah,
a good
let's do the
five. Like,
let's
I
do
want-
the comments
So there's
here.
some comments pouring in. First of all, we got our friend Red One coming on 2 guests from now. We got someone first, but then Red One's next. He's a bit of a clown when it comes to hockey takes. Thinks the Senators score is actually good. That sucks.
Yeah, that's
Sorry
a
about that.
brutal take.
Moving on to his brother Bashir. Yeah, tough look on pod goals and just kidding. He's a great prospect. We'll like him next
Yep,
year. We will
true.
like him.
Very
we'll be
true.
cheering from at the games. That's for sure. And then we got a couple people in there talking about Bachelorette talk. Josh, did you watch episode 1?
No, I was
What?
being a man playing hockey with the fucking
that's
boys
right, you
last
were
night.
with-
Let's go, baby. Come
You're
on.
with us, dude. I watched episode 1. I watched part of it.
You're such a pussy.
Yeah.
I can't deal with you. But we'll talk batch in a little bit here. So Emma, no sweat. We will be getting to that in a second. But right now we have probably our number one fan,
Yeah.
the guy who's
the-
always commenting on our shit, always giving us a hard time, correcting us, keeping us accountable.
knows more about our show than we know.
Probably.
Fact.
We don't know a whole
So
lot about the
without
show.
without further ado, let's bring on Shane.
Oh.
There he is.
What's up, Shane? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Just
Good, buddy.
You know what? Fucking fantastic, man.
Check out the shirt I'm wearing.
Let's go.
Hey.
Finally made it to you, hey?
Yeah, I had it. I've had it for a while.
Man, how many times did you have to remind me to ship that shirt?
I think just 2 or 3 times.
All right, I like that. How many times have you washed it since then?
I guess 3 maybe. I don't know.
Okay, that's
Hell yeah.
good. So I hope that shirt isn't worn a lot because I would assume that's starting to smell as we're approaching mid-June.
Yeah.
but-
I was wearing it a lot. I've been wearing it less lately, but I was wearing it a lot at one point. Yeah, I even wore it playing hockey with Isha and Dylan.
All right, there you go.
Hell yeah, dude. Hey,
Um,
we got Emma in the chat saying she's wearing merch too.
Oh,
Shout out
what-
to our fan base. Our fan base is rabid animals.
Dude, I actually
So-
love it.
Oh,
How is it that we're only getting the support right when we leave?
Yeah.
But you know what, though?
How
The
does that work?
famous saying goes, you always go out when you're on top. So with
Okay.
9 viewers, let's do it. So Shane, the one thing I will ask you, actually, no. Oh, yes. Shane, big question. Will you still listen to us even when we leave Stick and Rink?
Yeah, I'm still gonna listen to you guys for sure.
Let's go.
Fuck
Huge.
yeah,
Okay, so we
okay.
got one. That's one. All you need is one.
Don't put that kind of pressure on the guy. That's
Hey,
a lot
if you don't want to listen, that's totally cool.
Dude, we
I'm
Rap, you
really-
stick to the comments in the live
We
stream.
need
I love
Seriously.
Goats and Woes just for Goats and Woes, maybe.
fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
dude.
pretty good.
Let's go. All right, Shane, what do you got for us,
Yeah, what do you
man?
got for us today?
I was wondering, like Elijah, you went to Sunfest, did you?
What's that? Yeah, I've been to Sunfest twice.
Were you with Josh?
No,
No.
I was not with
I
Josh.
was just curious more about Sunfest. I don't know if you could elaborate on it a little more. 'Cause I've been to a lot of festivals, like electronic music festivals, but I've never been to like a country festival, I guess.
Are you big on the country?
No,
I'm gonna guess no.
that's why I haven't gone to one. But
Dude, you got to lose your rootin' tootin' mind, and you got to get out there on the hayfields and just get fucking wild because it's a good time. I will say, I'm pretty open. I think I'm one of those like average Joe's cookie cutter guys. When you ask me what music I listen to, I'll probably say anything. But along those lines, any festival is fun if you're buzzed / drunk / blackout. So, I mean, there you go.
do you get blackout drunk at Sunfest?
I know, dude. This is. I'm sure you can sympathize with this. The hard thing about festivals is, dude, I think I was 24 when I went there. I felt like I was a senior. There's like 18 and 19-year-olds running around like literally crippled out of their minds, can't even walk. But
All right.
Mustard Meg in the comments also was with me. Sunfest is 10 out of 10.
Okay, so then Elijah, let me rank this for you: Stampede or Sunfest?
Sunfest every time.
Wow, that's a take.
You know what it is? I just
You-
you asked me the right question because I don't like Stampede that much.
You can't compare the two.
Okay.
Yeah, they're kind of they're very different.
very
Yeah,
different.
I guess
I
one
was about to make fun of
one's cool and one's not, and you guys can take a guess at which one's which.
You get to see headliners every night,
Okay,
dude.
okay, Raph, let me ask you this then.
Yeah.
Stampede or Sunfest? Because you've been to both, and you've been to
You,
Stampede with
you
the
liked
boys.
both.
I don't like being put on the spot like
I
that.
hate
He wants
you.
to say Sunfest. He wants to say Sunfest.
No,
I don't
dude.
know.
No, he wants to come back to
Come on.
Stampede and
It,
stay at
it
my
depends
mom's
on,
house.
on who all the headliners are. If you're going just like for music and like a fun time to see like headliner after headliner, then I'd kind of go in the direction of Sunfest.
Yeah.
But if you're there for like an overall good time with just like kind of like an exhibition center kind of atmosphere where there's like games and just like shows and music and all that kind of shit, then I'd go with Stampede.
There you go. That's good enough for me.
Shane, what's your best festival memory you got?
Oh man, my best festival memory.
And we do not endorse doing drugs on this podcast at all. Swear.
Yeah, and all
Yeah,
that white shit you do with your hands.
maybe Motion Notion or Identity, one of the two.
Okay.
And just people I met, certain people I met there were like, I'm just vibing with them, and yeah, I don't know.
Just salt of the earth, eh? And you were completely sober for
There's
that?
there's actually one kind of funny memory. It's not that funny, but I kept on running into people named Zane, and I was like, "Did I already meet you?" And they're like, "No." I was like, "I've never met anyone named Zane in my life. How have I not met you?" And then I started meeting them like all in one spot. I was like, wait right here, and then I like introduced them to each other. So I reunited 3 different Zanes together. And to this day, I've never met another person named Zane. But
And that's like one of those like Facebook group chats where everybody with the name Josh has to get together in a field and have like a duel to see who's the strongest Josh. You should have somehow started getting them to like spar each other right in the middle of the dance floor and just being like, all right, one of you can be Zane. Everybody else will have
Dude,
to be
I
Todd.
can't believe that actually happened. That whole Josh thing, that was fucking epic. People kept
that did happen.
talking to me. They're like, "Yo, like,
Are you
is your ticket booked in Nebraska?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
That doesn't get talked about enough. There was a Josh war without our Josh.
I was actually pissed. Like,
Yeah.
I'm representing Northwest Canadian Joshes.
Yeah,
That should have happened, but
Stuff.
COVID sucks. So, anyways, Shane, do you have any other questions for us, man?
no, I know.
Okay, cool. Honestly, what I will say is just keep me updated with the score in the Colorado and Vegas game, please.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Okay.
Awesome. Thanks,
All right,
buddy.
dude, thanks for always supporting
Bye-bye.
Shane.
Yeah,
We love you,
thanks
man.
for coming on,
Take it
Shane.
easy.
Love that. So,
Day one fan.
what a fucking beauty. Like,
Day
literally
one.
since day one we recorded, he was probably our one listener. So I'm down with that. Great fucking guy.
Stellar. Salt of the earth. Just
Yeah.
like Zane. Shane is Zane and Zane is Shane.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I would say Shane is a way better name than Zane, but we can move right along.
Zane Malik.
That guy's kind of a punk ass bitch, but that's just my
The
opinion.
guy's got more money than we could ever sell our bodies for in our lifetime, dude.
Yeah. Raph, what I will say is we actually have one of the owners of the Hockey Podcast Network in our Facebook chat wanting to come on. So if we can send him the link, that would be
We do.
amazing. But let's actually move it along here. So we got our boy Rid, probably the biggest bandwagon Sharks fan I've ever seen. There's this
What's
beautiful
up, Rid?
face.
I love how we bring him into the lobby while we're introing him
And
and shit talking.
You know what I love is just
As
his
always.
clean shaven to the show, buddy. Welcome to Stick and Rank. What's up?
Good evening, boys. I was kind of contemplating how I'd kind of support, whether I come in tarps off or wear the merch.
Dude, honestly,
that.
we should make it a policy. I'm throwing a policy right now. If anyone wants to come on live, anyone who supports us this much, we've given you merch. Throw it on. I don't care if it's dirty. Bring it on.
I don't care what it smells like.
Okay,
It's gotta be it.
Rid, I'm going to ask you this, and I'm probably going to lose this question, but you're a huge Sharks fan.
Yep.
So 2 years ago, when San Jose lost Joe Pavelski to Dallas, and he proceed to score 30 goals that year,
Something like that.
something like that.
Yeah.
Does San Jose make the playoffs with Joe Pavelski that year? Because let's not
We had a
forget, they
huge
finished
argument.
second last in the Pacific.
You know what? How that year went, I really think that it shook up a leadership and culture.
Right.
value for that whole team because for so long, what were the Sharks known for? It was Thornton, it was Pavelski, it was Marlowe, like leading the charge, and then on the back end you had Big Douglas Murray for as long as he was there, even though he was a minus every fucking game. And then Mark-Edward Vlasic coming in and steadying that back end.
Totally.
Right? So I definitely think it caused a huge shakeup in the locker room. It kind of made guys question who would be the guy to go to because, Jumbo was there, but I mean, come on, Jumbo was a guy who at that point lost both of his knees, right?
Yeah.
What wasn't that after the series where he literally had his head split open on the ice and they came back and won that game?
Oh yeah, that was that was the cheap shot.
Yeah, literally the accidental cheap shot. But like the following off season, they got rid of him after that huge moment.
Yeah, I think that's also what caused a lot of dismay amongst the Shark fan base because I think in that game, which caused such a huge galvanization point for the whole team. Like I think every Sharks fan went ahead and printed a picture of Cody Eakin off the internet to say we're gonna go fuck this guy up.
Yeah,
because it's like, yo, you just took out Captain Pavs. Like he was Little Joe to us, right? That's our Little Joe.
Yeah,
but he just fucking mutilated his head off. And you know what? To be honest, in that moment where you're down like 3-0 already, I watched and I was like, man, I cannot believe we're gonna lose to this team for the second year in a row, an expansion team.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if I told you guys before, but in Vegas's first year when they made it to the second round, like they swept, who was it? I think it was LA, and San Jose swept Anaheim, and we're like, okay, this is gonna be a good matchup. And you come out and you see Sharks feeling flat-footed like it was in the Stanley Cup playoffs against Pittsburgh, and you're like, fuck, here comes the PTSD again, right? And I actually went down to San Jose to watch 2 games. One just at a relative's house down there, but the other actually at the Shark Tank. My first ever playoff game that I've been part of, and absolutely phenomenal atmosphere. So, for any future reference, if you ever get a chance to go watch your team play in San Jose, definitely recommend it. And I thought it was debilitating watching that team play against Vegas on TV. Watching it live hurt so much more.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That'll rip your heart out. Rip your heart out.
You know what I like about this Rid? It's so nice to actually talk to someone who watches the Sharks, opposed to fucking Elijah that thinks Joe Pavelski is just like the godsend. Now, I'm not saying that you don't think that, but that was probably the most educated opinion I probably could have gotten. So thank you for that. Now, do you have any questions for us?
You know what? I was thinking about it on the time here. I was like, do I want to go a Canucks route? Because you just said that I was opinionated in a Sharks view. I don't want to sound unopinionated asking a Canucks point of view question. But let me ask you guys this in terms of expansion draft coming up, right? Everybody got pissed off with Vegas after Vegas's success, right? Thinking to themselves like, oh, well, how the hell did they get set up to do so well to start? Because I don't know if you guys remember, but after that draft was done and they picked and chose who they wanted, made the deals with who they did, everybody looked at that team on paper and it's like, we'll give them a 0.4 max 0.6 winning percentage.
Mm-hmm.
And they come to storm the whole league by take our butts away, because it's like, holy fuck, these are all guys who stepped up their game because they felt expendable. It pissed everybody off. I still have this conversation with whoever wants to hear this, because there's a lot of people who just want to blindly hate Vegas. But I mean, again, coming from me, you guys can probably tell how much I hate that team. But what I can still rationally say is that they picked who they wanted based on what they were given.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they outsmarted anybody else. You got fucking Shea Theodore because you didn't want any of the other teams or any of the other players untouched on Anaheim. Because now you look at it, who the fuck else would you take on that team?
Yeah.
Right?
I like
everybody else. So in that sense, do you guys think that it should still be the same kind of format for Seattle? Do you think Seattle should be given more kind of liberty, more leeway in terms of, hey, like, I know teams are allowed to choose like whatever the restriction is. You choose like what 10 skaters total or something that you get to choose protect.
Yeah, there's I think it's 9 or something like that. But there's a pretty big pretty in-depth rules for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
but
I like the format the way it is. I mean, whenever you have a team like Seattle or Vegas, there's clearly a market for a team. And I think that obviously the makeup of that team shouldn't really matter to the fans. I mean, the fans want a team. Okay, cool. You get a team. So here's your team. You have to trust management to obviously give you a team. And you don't really get to pick and choose. It's not like an existing franchise. Like the cap isn't really into play yet, obviously going into the expansion. But like, obviously, like the NHL just doesn't dish out teams to any city that wants them. Like there has to be financials in place, an arena in place, and so many other intangibles of, is this team going to sell? And, I think the players obviously down the line, the players obviously have to sell that market. But at the before the expansion draft, I don't think fans really give a shit who they take. No. Like you're gonna have a hockey team, so just be appreciative of that.
Yeah, and I think the funny thing about Vegas is that like, dude, we forget that first game. Actually, so the first game they had that was after the Vegas shooting.
Well, I think it was the first game of the year.
Yeah, they had that to start. So even without if you take the Vegas shooting out of it, and if that never had happened, I still think in that barn for that first game, it would have been bananas.
Would have been crazy.
And that's on them under the assumption that they're going to be absolute shit. Like they didn't at that point. The fans had no idea that they were going to be this wagon of a team going to the finals. So they were already going to be supportive. So I think in terms of I think it'll be the same for Seattle. Is they're going to draft their team. It's going to be whoever it is. They're probably not going to look great on paper.
No.
But the fans are going to fucking be one of the best barns in the league for the first year.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what. And in terms of what fans should think or what we think is fair, I just think I think it was just so long between expansion drafts that Vegas just picked apart the GMs that really didn't do their homework in terms of okay, why are they offering me this? Why do they're giving me a fourth? All they want is a fourth round pick to not draft this player. Who do they actually want to take? It's just basic. What is it? The book? It's the art of the negotiation or something like that. Come on, art of the deal. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
You look at Florida's side, and Florida got both Riley Smith and Marchessault. And I think that year before they got picked, they both put up 30 goals or close to it. And you're giving away both of those guys, so whoever else on your team is untouched. I literally think that's no fault to Vegas and fault to the rest of the league. You can only have yourselves to blame for that.
Yeah, agreed there, man. Agreed.
I like that.
I also, because you know what, the other thing that I want to just point out about is, Elijah just put it up on. Elijah just mentioned it too about your team being crap on paper. The game isn't played on paper, man. Right?
Yeah, just ask Toronto.
There you go. Biggest example of it right now. I mean, you can also say the same thing about Winnipeg, right? You will see that Dubois trade. Everyone's supposed to think, hey, you got the best center depth in the league. I think I told that to Elijah. Look how I look right now. Fuck. But
yeah,
I really think that I'm a big I'm a big advocate in terms of the mental side of a lot of things. And you look at a guy like William Karlsson. William Karlsson had already been to maybe 2 or 3 different teams before being taken by Vegas. And that first year, he puts up 43 goals?
Yep.
Right? You think I think he was on Columbus at that time. You think Columbus was going to be let's casually just give away a guy who's going to put up 40. Because God knows we need the help right now, because we knew we were going to get Panarin, but fuck, you said we left for 1 year, right?
Yeah, it blows your mind when you look back at it, that's for sure.
Yeah. So
Rid, before you go, I got a question real quick.
Yeah.
Pretty simple question for you. Once the salary kicks in for Formula One, what team is gonna be the best? I don't want to hear driver. I think what team is best? Is it still Mercedes?
No, don't make me say that, man.
Yeah.
No, come on, Rid.
Answer that question.
You want an answer?
Who's your guy?
Okay, so quick background on that. So I told you, Elijah, at least anyway, that I've been watching the sport since I was 4 or 5 years old.
Oh, Jesus.
later, I mean, obviously you admired the greats at that time, which was Schumacher for a long time, and part of the reason I love, like, you know, just not even like Ferrari the race team, but Ferrari the brand, is because of F1. But I took a little bit of a lull, like a little bit of a break during like my early teen years. But once I got back into it, I was a big Mark Webber fan. Don't know if you guys know that name.
Yep. Red Bull.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Red Bull. And but again, Mark Webber was previously on Williams before, and then he went to Red Bull. And I was just like, I love the guy so much, and just wanted him to find success. I wish he had better luck than having Sebastian Vettel as a teammate, because like when Vettel finally got promoted, and they were like, yeah, you know what, Webber's good, but Vettel just has that finesse, that flair, that extra passion for when he wins. Like he is that guy who will ignore team orders because he's just so hungry for that win, right? And I talk about this often with whoever else is interested in the sport. I don't think F1 should have team orders in the first place, because as a fan of the sport, I'm not watching to see a specific team win. I love to see like the driver themselves win. And I'm not even an advocate for one specific guy, because I think if you have one guy that wins every single race, like you had the last few years with Hamilton, and even the year before that with Rosberg, and even before that, I mean, I was a Vettel fan, but even when he won those 5 years in a row, it kind of just made you think like people will start to lose interest in the sport, because it's not about the driver's capability at that point, it's the actual car. Going back to the teams to think who I think would win, I want to say Red Bull. I'm still a Red Bull fan, still pull for their success. As in a favorite driver right now, big fan of the Honey Badger, Daniel Ricciardo. Love the guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is with Aussies. Maybe it's my affiliation with my family there, but hope that the guy can get back on track. Hope the guy can find a solid footing, and he doesn't play second fiddle to Carlos Sainz like Webber did with Vettel. But if you're gonna ask me once salary cap kicks in, who do I think is gonna take it? I think it's Red Bull. So yeah, there's that.
It's a take. We'll have that. Awesome, Red. Well, we appreciate you coming on, buddy.
Hey, we'll see you on Monday. You're fucking right. We'll see you on Monday. Hey, swear it on the podcast right now. Swear it on your life.
No, there's too many viewers watching right now. We can't
on your life, you will be on the ice on Monday.
All six, including Raf's laptop.
Yeah, for anyone watching this, listening to this stream right now, Ridwan is going to be skating for the first time with the boys on Monday. He's at practice. Practice doesn't slow down for no one either. So you better bring your fucking wheels.
Bus don't stop for no one.
I'll be on for the pre-skate, and then I'll jump off after.
All right, awesome. Man. All right, Red, take care, buddy. We'll see you Monday.
Have yourselves a good night, boys. Take care.
Later.
All righty. Love that. Let's move it right along here. So
how fucking wrong was I that each guest was going to take 1 to 3 minutes?
Yeah, that's tough. I honestly think like we should just limit to like one fucking question and then see you later.
Yeah, do that midway.
Yeah,
I'll go over the rest of the guests. That's a sick move.
We're just gonna do was it the TSN talk shows that just keep going until they had no more questions left? We're just gonna do that.
All right, I'm down.
Gonna run like a 2.5 hour episode maybe by the end of it.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've actually had some comments or some questions in the comments that we should maybe address quickly before we bring on our next guest.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we could get the guests out of the way and then we could go to the questions.
Wow, you just want to get our guests out of the way? Like
no, but you know what I mean.
No, I can quickly address every question that's fucking happened in here real quick. Disco Stew, my bad. We did a merch sale locally between like I think all the people that we worked with in the past.
Honestly, Stu, I think we've got like a women's medium pink shirt if you want it. I think you'd look fucking epic in that.
Disco Stew would be
it's low cut with a nice V-neck. It's gonna look so good on your figure, dude. Like, don't even worry about it.
That has your. I will write your name on that one.
We just need a postal code, and we'll even fucking DHL it to your house. Be there in 20 minutes.
Easy. So that one's good. Our boy Shane, thanks for offering the beers when we come out there.
And also Vegas and Colorado going to overtime now.
That's huge. That is huge. And then we also got Bashir Bush, Ridwan's brother, asking about the Canucks expansion draft. Bashir, I'm gonna come out and say it right away. We don't have a ton of Canucks roster knowledge when it comes to. We know who. We know how much. We do not know the moving parts when it comes to like being Pierre LeBrun out here.
What do we look like? TSN insiders? Jesus.
But I mean, what was his question? Was it about Vegas 1? Shane said,
Yeah, Vegas won 3-2. I'm just seeing it now. Mark
Yikes.
Stone, 50 seconds into overtime. See you fucking later.
Colorado, you fucked up.
All
Real
right.
quick, Bashir's question was, are there players from other teams that you guys think will be exposed that the Canucks should try and trade for? And by that, it means exposed for the expansion draft.
Bashir, dude, that's a tough question, dude. That's like
Well,
an
I think
8-hour
there always
shift
will
in-
be. I
in
think there's
Dish.
going to be players that are exposed that every team finds appealing. Whether or not they choose to sign in Vancouver, let alone in Canada, is just a question in itself.
Who the fuck knows?
Okay,
Let's jump to our guest
yeah.
here. Let's bring on the legend himself, the Ish. I was gonna rhyme that.
but also the guy that just gave us the shot with
Yeah.
the network. He's the one that actually reached out to us. Let's not forget about that.
What do you think? Is he the guy that gave us the gateway drug, or is he the guy that like gave us our first break?
He gave us the tip, but we want more now.
Okay, all right.
And without further ado,
From both
Isha,
sides, that was
bring him in, baby.
Let's go. What's
There he
up?
is.
I'll fucking give you more than the tip, bud.
Oh, God. Oh,
What's
baby.
up, boys? What's going on?
Is this camera angle just supposed to flex on everyone with the drinks and the equipment?
Yeah, I got repping Salt Spring Wild Cidery here, and then I also got, what is this? Salt Spring Shine Hive Honey Vodka. I'm doing a little mixy poo with both of them here.
Is that like moonshine, but Vancouver Island version, or what?
No, it's really good vodka. Now this distillery does make unbelievable moonshine too. Shout out Salt Spring Shine. But I think there's some sort of law in BC where if you are a small operation making moonshine or a distillery, that you only can sweeten it with a sweetener that's locally based. Now, Canada doesn't get their sugar from Canada, so that's a detriment to a lot of local distilleries and small-time ones here. So their solution, especially on the hippie island of Salt Spring, crack a deal with the bee farmers and use their honey. So a lot of the local distilleries in BC are actually using honey to sweeten their vodka and spirits. So yeah, shout out.
Wow, so much for no free ads. Welcome to DraftKings, everybody.
Buddy,
Alright,
you should
Isha,
see the
so-
farm. You should see the farm where I bought this from. They have no money for ads. I basically helped them pay the bills this month.
Love that. All right, Isha. So you're on the podcast.
Love
Your old stomping ground. So what do you got for the new Stick and Rink boys? You're the veteran now. You're the Joe Thornton to our, I don't know,
Getting bumped.
It's a
Joe
little-
Pavelski. You're the Joe Thornton to our Joe Pavelski.
Boys, I'll say this, it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet because I know you guys are off to bigger and better things, and hopefully I can continue to connect with you guys, maybe work together someday, wherever our paths end up. But like I said, it's bittersweet because when we were starting the hockey podcast network, Dylan and I had every intention just to continue Stick and Rink and kind of represent the Vancouver Canucks on the podcast in the original form of the network, where it was just covering every single team in the NHL. When we found you guys, that random podcast on fucking SoundCloud,
Ride the pod, baby.
Ride the pod. The episode, I mean, love the hockey talk, though you guys' takes are completely fucked. The episode where you guys went to the Roxy and someone, I think it was Josh, almost got in a fight. Someone got fleeced for $50 for a gift card that had like $2 on it. I don't know. It was that moment where I was like, man, like we need to A, work with these guys, and B, if there's an opportunity for them to be the young guns in Vancouver and just be something different than, the boatload of Vancouver Canucks podcasts that are out there that essentially are doing the same thing. We had no issue with, offering that opportunity for you guys because it was a win-win. We thought it would be great for the market, and we thought it would be great for the network, and we just wanted an opportunity to work with you guys. And I somehow ended up covering the Minnesota Wild. Dylan's doing various things, but I think it was for the best these 2 years. And I can't believe it's been fucking 2 years, boys.
Yeah, it's been 2 years. We got signed to a 2-year entry level deal, and
No, we got signed for 3, and they're vacating the 3rd year. But that's
yeah,
it.
I know. I think we're relinquishing our contract now. Or
Yeah,
We're
we
just
are.
being like an Aaron Rodgers, or we just being an absolute like fucking.
we can't really
douchebag.
say why we're leaving. We just want to fucking leave. That's what Aaron Rodgers is.
Yeah, seriously. What the fuck?
Look, there's no bad blood. I wouldn't be here if there wasn't. Or if there
Yeah,
was.
right. No kidding. I think, yeah. Hey, I started. I'm such a fuckboy when it comes to starting this episode. I think I said things like bigger and better things. That makes no sense. Did we have like a half-ass plan to try and do something funny?
I mean, honestly, Elijah, I think over the last 2 years, you've gotten bigger and better. So
Thank you.
I love
Maybe
that
that's
for
what I
you.
was referring to.
Hey,
Actually.
boys. Anything. Look, I know I'm being pulled in multiple directions with my job, but I've said this before. Like, I fucking love you guys as people. I love you guys as content creators. Selfishly want to continue to work with you on whatever you guys do here and there, but you need anything. You call upon me, you call upon Dylan, you call upon the network. Like,
hell yeah, dude.
You guys are local. You're literally across the fucking strait. I could swim to you guys and have beers.
Dude, is somebody cutting onions right now? Like, I'm gonna start crying. Like,
Oh,
who's cutting them, dude?
When we got your guys' messages letting us know what was going down and everything. I mean, Dylan and I almost shed a tear. We were watching hockey, hanging out, and we were like, oh man, it's an end of an era, the stick and rink era.
Dude, I almost want to say, like, and don't, like, this can't be clipped, but if there's some magical chance, but there's ever a chance that we come back, I want the Jordan Belfort thing. I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. That's what I want.
Your intro song would be that Jordan Belfort song that was hitting the top charts like my last year in college.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Okay, so Isha, Jesus Christ, what questions you have for me and Easy E over here?
Man, I have a fucking book full of them based on me listening to your guys' podcast all year in regards to Canucks.
Just ask us anything, dude. You can ask which one's cut and which one's not.
Okay, I want to ask one first Canucks one because this has been really grinding my gears. Ever since I started listening to you guys, because I love everything you do except for this, and I know you bring the facts.
Yeah,
kind of.
What? And again, this is more actually full disclosure. This is all for Elijah because Josh and Raph, they know what's going on. But Elijah, cut the bullshit. Take off the comedic mask. Why do you keep defending Jim Benning? Why
am I a Jimbo stan till the day I die?
Yes, because I was Elijah until the fucking Tanner Peterson 3x3, and everyone goes, "That was it.
No.
That's what pushed you over the edge." And I say, "Fucking rights, it was. We got another fucking Jay Beagle, another fucking Anton Roussel in the works now. That was it. I'm done."
I don't know, man. I think that's a tough one, Kate, because maybe this is playing into maybe it's a mental disorder that I've got going on where my entire body is just so calloused from the abuse of being a Jimbo stan that the Tanner Pearson dude, that was water off a duck's back. I didn't feel it. I was like, fuck yeah, Jimbo, you do you. It's like when you have a friend that just gets is an absolute liability wasted and you just get so used to it after a while.
And then you're just encourch it more.
Yeah,
you're like, let's ride the wave.
It's something you look forward to. You're like, fuck yeah, Jimbo's back at it again. He's back on the piss. But no, I think...
Dude, that you literally just described yourself, Elijah. I remember for 4 months you went sober. I'm like, this is so boring. Why are you actually behaving yourself? And all of a sudden you're like, boys, I'm getting after it today. And you're just puking in the bushes. I'm like, let's fucking go. We're back at it again.
Okay, but if you want me to honestly answer the question, Isha, give me. I've said this before. Jim Benning, top 12 GM in the league. It's kind of tough to list off a bunch of GMs.
Why is it top 12?
Because I kind of thought about it. There's definitely better GMs out there, but there's tons of worse GMs out there.
Yeah, true.
Tons is a stretch, but
he's better than half of them out there.
No, but that's
I think so. I think so because what do you like? Let's give the GMs 3 attributes. Let's say you draft, you sign, and you trade. I think that's probably a good one. Those are probably the big 3 to look at for GMs.
Okay, he's 1 for 3.
But in terms of the drafting, he's top 5.
Elijah, he passed on Matthew Tkachuk for Olli Levy.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's one.
We just talked about that yesterday.
No, guys. He's had perfect. 2. But Elijah, he's had 2 off the board picks. The rest were pretty
Dude,
Quinn Hughes falls into your lap. Quinn Hughes falls into your lap, you're going to take him, sort of thing, right?
Elias Pettersson, same thing.
Well, no, I think Elias Pettersson was actually off the map because everyone thought Cody Glass was going. Don Taylor was on TSN 1040 talking about how, Cody Glass is a lock. Everyone loves him. That's the guy. And then it went off the board with Pettersson, and I even was like, who the hell is this guy not playing in the dub, not ready for the National Hockey League? Lo and behold, Jim Benning's, outside the box pick worked, and 100% all the credit to him for that. The Olli Levy at the time saw him coming off the World Juniors, was like, okay, maybe Jimbo knows something. But now we're looking at it now, and it's like, why did you go off the board there when Matthew Tkachuk was right
Yeah,
there.
okay. So that's the only egg on the drafting. I look at guys like Hoglander, Podkolzin, even
Podkolzin
guys
fell
like
too, so
Besser. Dude, Besser, like there's just tons of guys throughout this entire thing like that were drafted.
Wait, there was also one that we're all kind of forgetting. I think it was Jimbo that did this. Wasn't he the one that traded Corey Schneider to the Devils and in turn drafted Bo Horvat?
That was Gillis's last fucking move.
That was his last thing.
What a mark. Hey, you know what? We want shit on Gillis. He did a lot of things wrong, but he gave us our captain. Oh, honestly, captain, my captain.
Boys, I've never shit on Gillis. Like he did everything. Well, think about this.
Vancouver likes Gillis.
He did everything he could to win a Stanley Cup, and they got from one game away. How can you fault the general manager for that? Any general manager who prepares to win a Stanley Cup, 9 times out of 10 sets the next 5 years up for failure. Jimbo just extended that to 10. But that's
he did.
Wow.
We're living proof, buddy.
He took that 5 years. And he built so this is what I'm saying. Jimbo, literally probably top 3 or top 5 at drafting in the NHL. Not flawless, but top 3, top 5.
Okay.
He's probably bottom 5, bottom 3 at like signing and free agents and all that. He's given out some pretty shit contracts. Give him that.
Trading's about mid-tier. He's had some good trades.
Yeah, trading.
But this is the thing, boys. This is the thing.
He's a 1.5 out of 3.
But look, and you go
right about 15, 12,
dude. But boys, he's gutted the organization on a managerial point of view. And from people that I've talked to who've actually worked in management for the Vancouver Canucks at the time of like between 2009 and 2014, just said that the organization itself, people wanted to come to work, regardless of wins and losses, because it was just a great environment. And without being very candid, pretty much disclosed that it's not that way today. And who's at the head of that? I'm sorry, it's the general manager. He's not fully to blame, but that is part of it. And now Minnesota's reaping the benefits with their drafting talent of Judd Brackett now.
All right.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That was a big question. I'm sorry to be verbose on that. I do have some other ones if you want to move on with this topic.
Isha, do you have one more question for us before we let you go at all? Anything you want to know about the boys that you think you don't already know?
There's so much. I'm going to save most of them for when you guys do make that trip over here and you can sit in the studio, crack beers, and drink some vodka with me. I'll save the juicy ones for that. I guess. Okay, I want to slip in 2. You can answer these quickly. First of all, what was your favorite interview that you guys did throughout your time with StickInRink?
Favorite interview.
Oh shit!
The Green Men one was awesome. Disco Stew was a fucking classic, but there were some off the wall ones that I liked.
You know what? I really liked Al Murdoch. He was unreal. Yeah. I really liked Al Murdoch. That guy is a fucking legend.
Yeah.
Who do you think was my favorite interview?
What do I think was your favorite?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a definite right. It was Rick Dollywall, wasn't it?
It was Josh's mom 100%.
Oh,
not even close.
I forgot about that.
That was a good one.
You hear that, Michelle?
Michelle, that was legendary. I can't believe you gave these hooligans your time. When the boys asked how many kills that she thought Josh had in his first year of college, I just about died, man.
No, dude, not even first year college, just like-all-time list.
Oh,
give me a number.
And I remember when she was like 8, and you're all like, sorry, Mom. The Mother's Day special, the 2020 GOAT of all interviews on StickInRink podcast.
I love that. That's awesome. E, who is yours?
Favorite interview?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember all of them that we've done. Did we ever do any in-persons? Because we were talking about doing in-persons just as COVID hit.
I don't think we ever did.
Oh, fuck. I think one of my favorites was probably, I'll throw out 2. Is the Cebulski one was one of my favorites.
Yeah, Seaball
was dope. And then Tommy the tractor guy.
Yeah, twice.
The idea of having him in person was actually what makes it one of my favorite, because that was one of the original projects we were talking about. We're going to go to Abbotsford with a coach and we're just going to do something.
And we're just going to shotgun beers.
Yeah. Didn't end up happening.
Amazing.
Thanks fucking COVID.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's
all right.
Amazing, boys.
Awesome, Isha. Well, thank you for coming on, buddy. We're going to miss you, pal. Thank you for everything that you've done for me
it's
and
not goodbye, boys. Like I said,
in the Big Tuna. Love that.
It's not goodbye. I want to thank you guys for everything you've done. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to know you guys. I've met Elijah in person. I can't wait to meet you, Josh, and Raph. Also, when you guys make it out here to the island, or when we make a trip out to the mainland, and like I said, boys, it's not goodbye. I'm super pumped for what you guys got in store, and you need anything, you let us know.
Honestly,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
I'll be crippled on Fireball the first time you meet me, so don't worry.
Buddy,
won't even
I'm going to
remember.
be like 3 of these in and a whole 12 case of Lucky. It's going to be a fun time.
I'm down. Let's get after
Real
it.
quick question before you go. Are like, you know, obviously craft beers are huge now. Like if we came on here with like Molson Canadians, people would laugh at us. Is that happening with distilleries right now? Like, is it when Josh says like I'll get crippled off Fireball? Is that kind of like a high school thing to say? Like you don't drink distillery?
100%. No
It
one
is,
drinks
right?
Fireball.
Fuck, dude, we got to get ahead of the curve.
Boys, this again, I know we don't have time for this here, so I'll save this story, but like I had my Fireball experience like way too late. Like 23 years old in like third year university, and it's a mess. But
It's not
It's
pretty.
right around my age range, buddy.
there's a little teaser for when you guys come out here and release the content, whatever channel it may be on.
Hell
Love
yeah,
that.
dude. Let's do it.
All right, Isha, take care, buddy.
Thanks a lot,
One
Ish.
last thing, Raph, you're the fucking star of the show. Don't let these guys say anything otherwise. Love you, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks for pumping
Yikes.
my ego, Isha. I really appreciate that. Fuck these guys.
Fuck them. Love you guys
Biggest
anytime.
Hype beat. Thanks, man. Take it easy.
Bye, buddy.
Oh boy.
Alrighty, so that was Isha, the boy that kind of kicked us all off here, and obviously
One of the founders of the Hockey Podcast Network.
Hockey Podcast Network, and we can't obviously thank him and Dylan enough for what they did. They put us on the map. Why are you? Ow, that was not necessary.
Why'd you do that? Because it was pissing me off. It was reflecting.
Yeah, it also wasn't centered the entire time. But
Well, there's another one.
dude, being an art enthusiast, that was disgraceful to look at that for the last
Don't fuck.
hour and 10 minutes.
Dude, Megan's the one that hung those.
Megan, do better.
Look, dude,
Um,
both of them. We had 2 up before.
All
Dude,
right.
that one's over
Anyways, Isha, yeah, what a fucking beauty.
Great
yeah,
guy.
can't wait to
there.
meet
Huge
that guy.
bush. Great
Yeah,
guy.
huge bush. So let's move along here. So we don't actually have another guest in the queue right now. Do we have any comments we need to address?
There's got to be some comments.
We have Rid actually asking us one more here.
Dude, Red One. Just he's
Just firing them off.
We gave him such a good night that he's texting us in the morning. He's texting us before the night's over. Had
Love
another
it.
question. I thought of contract wise. What are your thoughts on every player being paid $1 million as a salary and getting bonuses for each achievement they get to during the season? Like McDavid would get $6 million once he reaches 80 to 90 points.
Dude, that's fucking massive. I like the incentives, man. Like
That's interesting.
but I think you have to do that. You know what I mean? Like it's just like any other company. It's like, hey, if the company reaches this goal and if you're a part of it, you get X amount of dollars. You know what I mean? Like it almost makes you work even a little bit harder. You know, like if you're a like if hypothetically McDavid is a money crazy little shit and gets
Yeah.
paid 12.5, but he's like, dude, like I want 18 million bucks a year. Like people say like they don't give a shit about individual stats. Bullshit, man. There's so many bonuses on the line. You give a shit about stats
oh yeah.
easily.
When you hear these stories about these guys have like hundreds of like $500,000 on the
Yeah.
line if they get like one
like
more
team
goal.
makes the playoffs. Like I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure if your
Come on.
team makes the playoffs, the entire team gets a bonus.
Pretty sure.
Like each team or each player probably gets like an extra 100K or 200K.
And that's something, right? Like that's something.
I mean, yeah, it's it's a fucking speeding ticket.
I
but,
wouldn't
you
mind
know,
getting
it's-
$100,000 just once in a while.
Yeah,
You know, just,
you know,
oh,
it's
casual. Wow,
You know,
hey.
like what if we said, hey, you know what, on a live stream we get more than 20 views, we get an extra $100 each month. Let's fucking grow this thing, baby.
Yeah, dude, let's do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how much clothing I have to take off to get up to 20 viewers.
Dude, honestly,
hard,
like
It's
I
fucking
blend in
hard.
with this wall behind us and I think
Yeah.
that would get some views.
If
For
you
a
guys
few-
want,
I
if
have
you
to
guys-
pee.
If you guys want to, we can always try doing the Twitch meta and just like grabbing a hot tub, like a blow up hot tub full of water and just taking our shirts off and swimming in our swim shorts. Jesus Christ.
That's definitely gonna. You think I'll fuck up our Twitch channel there?
Probably.
Yeah, right.
Good.
Let's get a
Yeah.
nice little.
God.
Sorry, guys. Interruption from the Pepperoni King. There, we just had had a couple slices make an appearance. New guest. Well, he just bailed on me there. I don't really
Yeah,
know
what do you want to
do.
talk about, dude?
Now
See
I'm
me for a little
solo dolo. I get really fucking tripped out when like anytime there's a screen involved in podcasting.
bit. Why?
Like bouncing between like looking at like people on a screen and then looking at you guys in RL. It takes me like a half second to like fucking snap out of it.
What do you mean? Go on.
Like just like make the difference. Like, oh yeah, you're in person. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I
I'm
see
looking
what
back
you're
at Josh and I look at the screen once in a while and I'm like, I get way lost in the screen sometimes.
I mean, I could definitely see that. You don't know who to pay attention to. You don't know who to focus to. Like realistically, you could do this entire thing staring at the TV, looking at Josh that way instead of talking
And I could look at myself, which is like the most fucked up
It's
thing.
very narcissistic. Whenever we do our live streams, I just stare at myself the whole time.
Yeah, me too. We talked about that before.
Yeah, it's really weird.
I think the live stream, because we live streamed or like we just did StreamYard like online recordings for like 13 months.
Yeah, we did it for a while.
14.
Yeah,
so long,
Way
and like
too
that, like my brain is fried from doing that.
Well, then remember when we used to also do it through Discord?
yeah, on the mics only.
Yeah,
That was an experience.
that wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Should we move on to some questions that we have?
Yeah,
Sure.
you know what? We haven't actually talked about this. Bachelor. So for Emma, she wants us to talk about the batch.
Yeah, the batch.
So
Do you know what's going on this season? The Bachelorette.
Well, I
Sorry,
mean,
the
I know it just kicked off last night.
Yep.
The only thing I know about it is today in the Carolina Hurricanes game, Matt James, the previous Bachelor. First of all, he's got a huge bush on his face. Like his beard is
big
like,
beard.
like it's like Joe Thornton length.
Yeah.
He was spinning the fucking siren to get the fans going. I was pumped about that
Oh,
because
yeah.
he's from Carolina. In terms of the actual Bachelorette, I have nothing to contribute to this conversation. So what I will say
Great job.
is I can only do the Bachelor or Bachelorette like once a year. I don't really care what I watch, but it's just a grind to watch a full season, which is fine. And then normally like I'm cool with waiting until the next year to watch it again, but they only give me a month break. And like, that's
It's just
it.
not enough, right?
I need more time. I can't deal with televised drama like that. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
So when you say sorry, Emma, we're gonna get to the Bachelor talk. What you mean is like
Lead me in. What happened? Fill me in.
So I
like, is it worth
exaggerated a little bit.
watching?
I couldn't. Well, it's hard. Just episode 1. I mean, episode 1's always kind of fucking weird. And you're a bigger Bachelor fan than I am, but I would say, the first episode is Bachelorette this time, so a bunch of dudes. I mean, my favorite game to play is to figure out which one's going to be douchey. Like which one's going to be.
It's always
which
one
one's
guy
gonna
that
be the
gets
heel.
crippled.
Yeah, one guy. For like comparing it to last year or the last season, there's going to be an Ed. There's going to be another Ed in the picture.
Yeah.
Who was the douchebag?
Why does
from
Lonnie kind of look like Ed? There's a take for
That's
ya.
a tough side by side. Who was the Harvard guy that was such a douche?
Oh,
I have a challenge in my head, but
what
I can't.
the
Or
fuck
Chasen,
is?
but
What,
I can't.
No, it's not. No, it's not Chasen.
Because that was a different douche, right?
It's not Ben. It's what the fuck,
What was
man?
his name, dude?
I have
It's
Oh.
out there somewhere.
I have a Bachelor question for you guys.
Yeah.
What is
How
it?
do you guys feel about the whole Chris Harrison thing?
Oh,
Okay,
now we're big
we
time political as the fears
yeah.
jump up.
But-
Ralph's like we never
but-
want to go political and expose ourselves. And
No,
he's
no,
like,
no,
"What do you
no.
think about
He's
Chris
always the one
Harrison?"
that says, like,
You
"Let's
know what I
never say
like?
anything edgy."
You know what I like? I like how he says it when he's off camera too. It's like a bystander on the street.
But what I mean by that is like, because obviously he's not in it anymore. But like what they're speculating, or I guess Tasha Adams and Caitlin Bristow were hosting this first episode. I think it was.
Yeah, yeah.
How do we feel about that? Just like random like old faces.
It was
from
way
the
Okay,
show.
well, first of all, Tasha's a smoke. So let's
Dude.
just like
No,
let's just,
didn't one of you guys find Tasha not hot?
I think that might have been me. That might have been me.
yeah.
Dude, what the fuck? Like, we need to revisit that. That should have been a big headline.
I'm gonna
Anyway,
Google it.
Tasha, no, okay, it's way different with them hosting because Chris was just there. He literally was a host.
Okay, I just googled the douche in Tasha's season.
We'll get to it in a sec.
All
Or
right.
actually, just say it. I can't think.
Bennett.
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 Who's gonna be the new
or,
Bennett?
or no,
That's the
as he,
biggest
as he
storyline.
said, Benet. Love me some
Chateau
Benet.
Benet, dude.
Dude, I don't find her good looking.
Yeah, I
Doesn't
don't
do it,
find
doesn't-
you like.
Doesn't do it for me. Fight me.
Oh,
I-
dude, she's cute, man.
I might have to over that.
The guy that she chose, Zach, like pretty normal looking
Every day,
dude.
yeah.
Like everyday guy, which I'm not complaining about because normally it's like such a good looking couple and like Tasha's a smoke and
Yeah.
Zach
Maintain-
is just like yeah,
Average.
yeah.
And he was a bit of a beta, so it's like
yeah.
it makes for all the betas out there, it gives us all hope. You know?
Yeah, it's like we can't all be kings.
Yeah,
So
we can't all be
Zach,
Bennett's,
you're our
dude.
boy. Let's go.
He's like the Bachelor equivalent of oatmeal. Just meh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
There you go, baby. There you go, baby.
There we go.
Okay, sorry. Where the Tasha stuff? So it's way different with like the two hosts because they're almost helping her. They're like asking. They're like Chris was just there. He kind of stirred the pot once in a while and just like guided the show. They like
Yeah.
ask her a ton of questions.
Yeah,
and like this is how you're gonna feel. It's okay to feel like this. Like that guy. Ooh, does that guy make you frisky downstairs?
I'm just like the one thing I will say about Chris Harrison. This is
Yeah.
the only thing I'll say is, and I don't want to even compare Chris Harrison to the guy I'm about to compare him to, but it's almost like Alex Trebek. It's just like, it's not the same. Like you watch Jeopardy and it's not there.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't do it justice. Now I'm not advocating for Chris Harrison at all. I will just, I'm not fully invested in that situation. I don't really care. But what I will say is it's just not the same. Like Chris Harrison has been there from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like he's always been there.
I think Ed should replace him. I think that's the logical choice.
What about Bennett?
Bennett. I think it should be Ed and Bennett. That'd be
dude,
a
could
sick
you
dynamic
fucking
duo,
imagine if you had fucking Bennett as the host?
Dude,
just imagine that.
He would just be trying to wheel the Bachelorette the whole time. The entire season would be him trying to sleep with the Bachelorette.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just trying to find love, dude. Like all of a sudden they're doing individual interviews with Bennett, and you're like, dude, you're the host.
He just makes like passive aggressive or just comments whenever he's handing out a rose. He's like, this one's for me, right?
Oh god.
Yeah, he has that voice too. You nailed it.
Oh god.
Okay, little spicy.
Okay, there's Emma. Bitches love betas. Let's go, Emma.
See? Not good for me. I'm a fucking alpha, dude.
Who do you
cringy moments in the bag?
Like who's the alpha here? Like it's gotta be Elijah.
I'm
like,
all right, let's just say this. Intruder repels through that window. Who's the first
no,
one?
you know what we are, Raph?
Who's the first one to get up and fall over? Elijah.
You know what we are, Raph, though? We're
Elijah.
Because you guys all know I love alliterations. Yeah. We're ball busting betas to the alpha.
Let's go.
That's what you and I are.
Let's go. Locking in.
Let's fucking go. Yeah. Creativity, content, ride the paw. We're going to be there.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay. So in this season.
Oh, someone actually does have a question in the comments. So
we also have a few preloaded questions as well.
Yeah, we got a ton of, we're going to be around for a little bit here. Do you guys use RMT?
Registered massage therapist?
That's what I'm assuming.
Am I supposed to? I mean, my benefits do it or cover it, but I don't.
I think he's making a comment about both of your guys' really, really bad posture when you're sitting down right now.
I think he's talking about our fucking defined ass leg muscle here, dude.
Dude, you got look at the calves, dude. You see that flex?
This was always going to happen when we put the camera that far away and room to move?
Man,
you know?
Yeah, I know. Seriously.
Hey, man, I wanted to keep it closer. You guys like, no, we gotta move it back.
Well, no, I just didn't want to sit like fucking close to Elijah.
Yeah. Also, same.
Okay, do you guys use registered massage therapists?
Oh, that's what he's saying. Okay, yes, I do use an RMT. I went to one recently. The next follow-up question is, he says, do you go naked or keep the drawers on? Now, interesting fact, I actually went to an RMT a couple weeks ago, and she was a bit different than, like, she described herself as, it wasn't like therapeutic, like there wasn't music, there wasn't oil, there wasn't any of that. It was almost like painful to a point where, because it was like treatment.
Yeah, like it's more so like not supposed to be relaxing. It's like I'm literally gonna dig my fucking elbow into this knot in your shoulder.
Because it was like a rehab center. It was like an athletic rehab center.
Interesting.
So.
Okay, so
sorry to finish that.
Yeah,
she even just said, she's like, go down to your drawers, like not like she like told me not to take them off, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're not. Actually, I'm not going to say that comment. I was going to say something inappropriate, but it's fine. Anyways, yeah, I know, right? Always. Some sort of self-restraint. My question to that question is no, I don't. I actually do not find massages like relaxing. I know they're not supposed to be. Obviously, we're talking about therapeutic. What are you guys looking at me for?
Sorry, go on.
Okay, you guys are looking at me like I'm from fucking Mars.
Yep.
I can't, like, I don't like them. I do not. I had a hot rock massage in Calgary on my Sweet 16, and that was fucking painful. Yeah, I had a massage in Venice Beach when I went to LA. Not relaxing. I can't.
You don't like being touched?
Oh, I like being touched. But you have to be gentle with me.
Oh, you're kidding me that you don't like a massage, dude. You just haven't had a good massage.
So this person's saying I need a new RMT. I mean, to be fair, the hot rock massage was done at the Fairmont Hotel in Calgary, not a big deal. The massage in Venice Beach was done by like some 18-year-old like chunky Asian kid that pulled me and my dad off the street, literally, like, as a vendor, and he gave me a foot massage and then an actual massage, all for $20 American. Wow, and
not bad.
Yeah. Meanwhile, my dad came out of there being like, "Oh, that was so good," and I'm like, "I'm in pain." So wasn't really a fan of that.
Yeah, you got issues. I'll find you a good massage.
Yeah, sure.
I'll find you a good one.
You know what you guys got to do instead?
What's that?
What?
Acupuncture.
Okay, that freaks
Fuck,
me out.
yeah, no, I
Wait,
would-
what do you
is
mean? This guy
so
hates
good.
fucking needles.
I'd be actually I would just pass out in the table. So that'd be
Acupuncture is
okay.
amazing. You have to do it.
Dude, I could
It
already
hurts,
see
Whether it's like traditional or whether it's like IMS or something like that, it's fucking
Oh
unreal.
yeah, we ain't fucking with
Dude,
IMS
all I
around
know,
here.
all I
Nope.
know is that this guy can't even get a shot in the arm. You think he's gonna bode well when some girl puts a needle in his forehead? That guy's gonna be out like a light. Like
Staring at it,
dude,
dude.
like I could already see this happening to Elijah. I think the biggest thing, or the one thing that he would say is like, okay, the first needle you're gonna give me, put that in the nerve that makes me fucking pass out,
Yeah.
and then proceed to do your job.
Dude, what do you mean nerve? She could just put it anywhere in and it'll just be lights out.
Yeah, or he'll
just
just
tell
become
me
a
she put it in. I'll be like, I can't feel it.
Yeah.
good night, Jim Kite.
Bye.
Okay, so moving right along.
Well, I had a fucking question before you guys interrupted with all this
Okay.
RMT talk. Fucking
damn it.
What is it?
Nalgene.
What's your question?
The question was, so this season's Bachelorette, her name's Katie. I don't know her last name. On her season, because she was in The Bachelor, when she came out of the car and like did first impressions, or like first impressions, she brought a vibrator. Because she was like, it was like the first.
Wait,
season.
that was her?
That was her.
Hater.
She was
Not watching that season. That's so stupid.
so she was her.
I
first-
remember watching the pilot on Matt's episode,
Yeah.
and she brought that. But you're a fucking loser. Like,
No,
who does
I
that?
thought it was kind of sick, dude. She 'cause
Like, what
COVID
happened to
just-
some guys? Like, hey, yeah, I saw that and brought like some anal beads. And just
Well, dude.
gave it to her.
Dude, I'm telling you, some of the guys now, like, because it was like a well-known fact that she's like, they're branding her. Can you fucking let me talk? Jesus, they're branding her as like a sex-positive person, and like not a hooer, but like just like a very like sexual person. Which is
So
dope.
basically, what you're saying is the overnights are happening in the third.
Oh, dude, I
episode.
think like I think it's gonna be a wild season, and if
Oh,
not, I
God.
think the guys are gonna want to be. Either way, the guys were coming out the limo, and like tons of them were playing on that aspect. Like,
Really?
yeah,
Oh.
some of a bunch of them were making like sex puns. Like it was,
but a
it
bunch
was
of
some-
fucking douche canoes.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
It was intense, dude.
But
It
like
was
at the end of the
big
day,
time.
though, dude, like she's gonna go for someone sensitive.
What are you guys saying? Hey, what are you guys saying if you have to get out of the if you have to make a first impression on the show? What are you coming up? What's your move? Are you like super serious? Like I'm gonna devote these next
Dude, I can't
month
be
and a half to
serious
you.
though. I can't be serious. I'm gonna be like, what's up? Like, how's it going?
Dapper up
Josh.
right on the spot. Just fucking-
I'll be
From-
like, hey, not really sure if I'm ready to settle down yet,
Yeah,
but it's good to meet you, dude.
but
Let's
you know
get
what,
out there
though?
next
Like,
week.
I'll make you laugh,
Yeah.
or at least I'll make myself laugh, and you can just be there along for the ride.
there you go.
Want to hear a joke? This show. Let's get going.
Yeah, yeah. Me hop out of the limo. Where's Chris Harrison?
No, Josh should say, hi, Jenny.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Oh, so I'd flirt with Elijah. Is
There
this
you
a
go.
female?
No,
No, I can't
It's
confirm
not.
this is not a female.
I know exactly who it is.
I do
Don't
too.
worry. Yeah.
Yo,
Thanks.
Maggie, you better get in the comments here. We got some issues.
Is that a way to do it? Does that make sense?
Oh baby.
What is that? What is that?
One thumb,
I don't know.
like one nub.
Someone just
Is that right?
Snapchatted me my seating position,
not right?
and that was tough.
That is right.
I love it. Okay, so
Josh would show up in a chicken suit like David did.
Wasn't it a cat suit?
Cat suit. That's what it was.
Yeah, dude. Come
what
on.
can I
Emily, you
say?
gotta
I
watch
like
the
to wear
show.
tight clothing.
Dude, what do you think
Wear
about
the
this?
shirt.
This guy wore a full cat costume, head to toe, and he even had like painted on whiskers and like paws and everything. Because
That's
she
sick.
loves cats.
I
It was like, I mean,
dude, that's that like the thing that's in my head are just like the sirens going off. I'm, wee, wee, wee. I'm like anime, like he's the anime guy. Like you better watch out.
yeah, like keep an eye on that guy. You never know.
Yeah, you never fucking know, dude. Like if
Yeah.
that guy is one of those people that like thinks he's a cat, or
Yeah.
like a person that like marries like the Eiffel Tower because those people exist, like that's a red flag.
Yeah, for
How
sure.
many
I'm-
marriages do you think the Eiffel Tower has had?
I'd take
Most
the
marriages?
I'd
Is it
take
like-
the over on 20.
That's it.
That's it.
Like, what do you mean? Like married on the Eiffel Tower, or just proposed and
No, like
engaged?
okay, I'm talking like when they're really like sexually involved with the Eiffel Tower.
yeah.
When they're like, there's YouTube videos.
Are we talking about the position or the monument? Are we saying like people that are getting married
The
while doing
monument,
the
the
Eiffel
mon-
Tower with their
how many
homie?
people have done the
Dude,
you know
the
what?
How many
monument.
people have made an Eiffel Tower with their best bro and then said, "Hey babe, by the way, Will you?
Holy,
If you could get two words and say I do.
You're brutal.
That's fun.
You're brutal.
That's right,
Bad.
fuck.
Oh my
Why does
god.
your viewership always spike whenever something like that gets said?
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, because I think we
think if
start
we
to
just say-
trend a little bit, and then we bring it back down. Like, what the fuck
There's
is this
like-
trending for? These guys are boring.
Word association that's going on, dude. If you literally just say sex, penis, and vagina, we'll be up to 30 viewers within 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, fair.
Okay, so queued up questions that we have. Raph, do you actually have them in front of you?
Yes. The first one that we have, pretty sentimental one. What is your favorite thing about podcasting?
Favorite thing? Who wants to do the cheesy answer that we're all going to do?
Hanging out with the boys.
Yeah, there it is. That's the cheesy
All right, well,
answer
that one's
we
off the
love.
board.
Yeah, it's like a mini go-to modes. Can't pick that one anymore.
Yeah,
that
okay.
one's
What's yours, E?
I would say it's what is it? I feel like it's a passion project. Like podcasting always is a passion project, and in a world where it seems like kind of the standard is to be busy and like, you know, constantly be working on something.
Yeah.
At least for me, this kind of satisfies that, I guess, craving to want to be working on something, but it also does it in the way that works for me. Like, it's not super like, hey, I like started doing accounting on the side. You know, it's like I'm talking, we're doing sports, we're laughing, we're shooting the shit.
Yeah, we're having a good time.
And like you said, it's the voice. Like that's kind of why I like it.
Okay. I think for me, it's the storytelling.
Yeah.
I feel like we all live actually like pretty mediocre lives. Like, we're not life in the fast lane type of guys.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's some people that obviously relate to that and realize, you know, like we're just a couple funny guys and just taking life from a comedic point of view.
Yeah.
And sharing that to others is like nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
totally.
There's
I would
a
have to
cheesy
agree.
answer for you.
The storytelling one's honestly huge. I think like, I don't know, it's fun being around us. Like whenever we hang out, it's always a great time. And this is just kind of more time for us to like hang out, chill, tell stories, have drinks,
Yep.
Catch
be
up,
a little
yeah.
bit more eccentric than we maybe normally are. But I mean, it's good.
I
Great
love
vibes
it.
all around. Yeah.
Okay.
Good
What
question.
else do we have?
Love that.
This one's kind of this is kind of a little bit more of a negative question, but what's your least favorite thing about each other?
Wait, why don't we save that one till last? Is there another one at all?
You
or
want to do
no?
that one at the end?
I
Let's
think
do that one at
we
the
just
end.
do it. I think we just jump into it. You afraid you're gonna make me mad? Okay, one of the things that pisses me off about Josh is it's so obvious when he's zoned out.
Yeah.
Like he'll give you like the same cookie cutter answer. It's like you'll spend like a minute and a half talking, or like, and at the end you'll give a good probing question and be like, yeah,
Moving on.
yeah, moving on. I really don't have that much to contribute to this. Yeah, it's pretty obvious when Josh zones out. That's
Go
pissed off.
Flames.
Yeah, go Flames.
Hey, Canucks suck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we just all give like 4 things about Josh that piss
Well,
us off?
Should we just talk about all the things that we hate
So
about Josh for like 5
Wait,
minutes?
haven't you guys already done that when it was the episode with Jordan?
Oh yeah, dude.
The
Sick.
thing about Josh.
He loves the fucking chain
Smokers.
smokers.
He'll put on roses every time, 4 times in the car ride.
And you know what the worst part was about that answer is like, it's not even wrong.
No.
You know? And like same with
Pretty
the
damn
zoned out
accurate.
question. Yeah.
Josh, you know what I hated about podcasting with you?
What?
How long it fucking took us to get you to stop clicking a goddamn pen. That like we couldn't let you have a pen or a notepad or anything.
But
for
you
the
know what's
longest time.
interesting though is
Or
like,
even you do it with beer cans too. I don't know if you've noticed.
yeah, that's why I take the tabs off.
Yeah,
now.
yeah, good call. Because you would always like flick it halfway through the episode and I'd just be sitting there like, God damn this.
Yeah,
fucking
sorry.
guy.
Yeah, I'm a fidgeter. I don't know why. I just like
We all got a
I
little
was
cheesy.
one of those, and here's the weird thing is I was never one of those burnout kids like Raph that probably had a fidget spinner in high school.
Never had a fidget spinner.
Yeah, I know. It was
Should've,
you
bro.
were graduated high school by that
I had a
time.
butterfly knife.
But I was oh great. Like that's much better. Like
Is Raph one of those guys that gets out of the limo and you're like, red flag? Red flag. It's Raph. No, he's like literally 10 out of 10 flawless, starts talking 10 out of 10 flawless. Then he sits down and he's in his own time. Red flags. You're like, uh-oh. He's got a butterfly knife and he's proficient with the mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
okay, here's my
Dude, you know
least
how fucking annoying it was when it was like, there are those memes that are going around. It's like, super cool guy, get to know him, great person, come back to his house, light up keyboard.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck.
Light up keyboard.
Like, God damn it, that's
The
my
worst.
place.
okay, here's my least favorite thing. And this is kind of like Well, what I'll say is I
Is
hate
this
it
about
for
yourself?
I'll hate it for myself,
Okay.
but then I'll
wow.
jump into you guys.
We're not doing it
That's
about
humble.
ourselves. Yeah.
Okay, so the one thing I hate about myself is I hate how I have to be the deciding factor when you guys disagree. I don't like that. I don't like being caught in the middle. Like, I wish I could just hit the impartial button and be like, you guys figure it out. Let me know what we're doing. And then we'll go from there.
Is it because like I'm super left wing and Elijah is super right wing?
I don't
in
like that.
terms of-
That's not very.
in
no,
terms
I
of-
think it's the opposite.
In terms of politics,
Just in general.
Let's
No.
just change politics. I mean, instead of going left, right, we'll go up, down. I'm always up. You're always down.
Yeah, that's true.
Fair.
I'll admit it.
yeah, I just like, I don't know.
He lives his life on the ground in logic. I live my.
I mean,
life
your
in
head's in the
skies.
clouds, and he realizes that gravity is a thing.
Yeah.
Individually about you two though, fuck, Raph, God, I don't know. Elijah, on the other hand, I'm fucking with you. Actually, Elijah, fuck the stubbornness that murders me.
Yeah.
That's just
what you
that's
get,
just
though.
one thing.
That's what you sign up for,
But
isn't
you
it?
know what though, the pressure, and again, another kind of old saying, pressure makes diamonds. You know, like the pressure that you put on me and Raph, like, you know what you are? You're Jose Bautista or you're Aaron Judge. You'll lead the league in strikeouts, but you hit
Okay.
bombs when you come up with an idea. Like, you're
Let's
either
go.
missing the ball completely,
Yeah.
or you're hitting a home run.
Yeah.
You know, you're not a doubles guy.
Nope.
You're not a singles guy. Like, that's for pussies. You're not an RBI guy. You're like solo jacks.
Yeah. And
all-
if anything,
all
I'll
the
chuck
time.
the bat into the stands too.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent.
Like,
Whoops.
you're like the flamboyant, like you're Yasiel Puig. That's what you are.
Yeah. Puig's
Minus the douchebagness. You're
and
not
minus the
douchey.
like out of the league in 5 years. kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Actually, you know what? No, Raph, I do have one. Just the devil's advocate, man. Like, why can't
Oh,
you just
God.
why can't you just let us just ride the wave? and you know what? There's some points though, right? It kind of comes back to the term of head in the clouds, feet on the ground type mentality. So I think it's needed sometimes, but sometimes I'm like, why, man? Like, I don't want to critically think. You agree with me, so why are we questioning that?
Yeah.
Like, let's just settle on it and be like, I like that idea. Let's do it. Move on.
I'm starting to become a little bit more conscious of it, where now I'm starting to provide like solutions instead of just giving problems.
Okay.
Like,
That's
yeah,
good.
like
Yeah,
yesterday
5
in our-
levels of leadership.
Yeah, dude. Like
Huge.
the other day in our in our group chat, one of our buddies posted this drinking game, and it was like this like shot, like basically like flip cup with like shots and everything, right? And it was
Yeah.
fun. It looked really cool. And then one of our other buddies is like, because it was 4 people could play the game, like it would work out really well with 4 people. And then someone's like, oh, it should be like 4v4, or there should be like 8 people playing, like 2 people aside or something like that, and then 2 shots. And I'm like, it just mathematically wouldn't work.
Yeah.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? It's like, I'm like, how do people in my
Dude,
head,
I
like,
saw
how do-
that the other day and my phone's just bzz, bzz,
Yeah,
bzz,
yeah.
and it's all from rap. I'm like, what is being
Yeah,
said
because
right
like
now?
I like called it. I was like, this one work, and I provided a solution. I was like, my own solution doesn't work. I'm like, this game's can only be done one way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I think, you know what? I like that. But I think that's not really what I'm talking about. I think it's more so like we all agree, but you're like, yeah, but what about this? I'm like, rap.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
But we're not talking about the what ifs, man. We're talking about
Yeah.
here and now.
Yeah.
The thing about Raph is that, like, I want to say 99% of the time, Raph is almost like not capable of debating. Like, Raffle is an arguer.
But
That
so are
makes
you.
sense.
Dude,
I'm
I'm a great debater.
No, yeah, like
He's great
you're-
at debating.
You're sorry, you're not good at discuss. Well, you know how to talk. Like, it's not like you're not.
You know what
good
you
at
guys are?
discussing, but like critically discussing like different points. I don't know if that's possible. There's a better word than discussion or debate, but it definitely turns into an argument sometimes.
I just got to shout out my buddy Justin here. He's watching right now. I just started working with this guy. What I will say is this guy literally is I'm standing at work minding my own business, and Justin just randomly starts shining my fucking dress shoes out of nowhere. And he starts calling me Master and Chief Keef, and I don't understand it. But this guy's a beauty.
Don't get
Thanks
it?
for coming on, Justin. I appreciate it.
That's sick.
Um,
Question in the chat from Carlo156 in the
Ooh.
Twitch chat. Thanks for the question, Carlo. If each of you could have one guest on here, anyone in the world, who would it be? I'll go first, Donald Trump. And literally to do with support, I've
George
always
W.
I've said this since day
George
one.
W.
I've said this since day one. If there was one person in the world that actually, this is a follow-up question you guys also have to answer after you answer Carlo's question. If there was one person in the world that you could make tell the truth about like a few questions or a question that you have, mine would be Donald Trump. Because I'd be like, dude, are you actually for real? Like, are you just trolling?
You said that
are you
before
for real?
too.
Yeah, that's and I think if I sat down with him long enough, if I just kept saying it, I think he'd answer me.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Raph, do you have someone that you'd love to bring on?
Someone that I would love to bring on.
Man, I don't know.
There's tons of people.
Like, I want to think about someone like really like hard
Betty
hitting,
White.
like influential people.
Yeah.
But then I think, Seth MacFarlane, like
Yeah, Seth
creator of
MacFarlane would be a
Family
good
Guy,
one.
like someone who's actually really fucking funny, like someone who just has a direct line to my funny bone.
Yeah.
Like Jerry Seinfeld,
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds would
Ryan
be
Reynolds
sick.
would be a
That'd
good
fun
one.
one.
I think I would be.
Obama.
Yeah, Obama would be sick.
I think I'd maybe bring on like Blake Lively or like Anna Kendrick, one of my celebrity crushes, just to see like how nervous I would get. I'd like put a cell phone just on myself, and I'd be like,
what do you think Elijah gets more nervous at, getting a fucking needle in his arm or Anna Kendrick coming on the
Same effect.
podcast?
I'll pass the fuck
The
out.
latter.
Seth Rogen, good answer.
Seth Rogen.
Seth
would be really
Rogen.
good.
That would be really
awesome.
funny.
It'd be a good laugh.
Yeah,
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 it'd be fun
right.
to
Like
make
I
them
think
laugh.
in like,
Zach Galifianakis. Between two Fern style kind of podcast. That'd be great.
oh my god, that would be epic.
Okay, so who in the world would you make tell the truth about something?
Honestly, maybe Obama. I want to hit him with like a pressing question that I think I know, like
You
I
think
know
he's
the answer
dodged?
that he's gonna give, and I think he's gonna dodge it and just see what he says.
Is it? Are they edgy questions?
They're not edgy questions.
What
But
are-
sometimes like
Oh, aliens.
well, he's already confirmed aliens.
Yeah, true. But maybe something like, are there aliens currently in Area 51? Something like
something
that.
like that.
That'd be sick.
Okay, so that kind of everyone wants to like question a president. So would I. So do they have to be alive in this question?
No,
I'm gonna put a spin on this. Like if I could go back in time and they make me tell someone there's a drug
there's a drug addict downtown at work. He looks like Seth Rogen, so his street name is Meth Rogan.
We should interview Meth
Oh,
Rogan.
boy.
Thanks for the update.
Ruh-roh.
I would say either George W. Bush to confirm that
Nixon.
9/11 was an inside job or not, or
Ooh.
Nixon.
Lyndon B. Johnson or Nixon that can confirm with me whether JFK was
Assassinated.
assassinated and you guys knew about it and chose to do nothing about it.
So it will always. I don't really know the whole conspiracy. Like
So all of
that, like the mafia did it or the government?
no,
did it?
it's more so just like there's just a conspiracy about like how like where the bullet entered his head and where Lee
Yeah,
Harvey
they go-
Oswald was.
yeah.
It just
Heard
the
that part.
trigonometry of it just doesn't add up. So everyone thinks there's always been like a second shooter, or not everyone, because everyone is like, no, he did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so going to Justin's question, have you guys ever considered branching out to other sports? Well, great question, Justin.
Very
We actually
topical
addressed this maybe an hour and 41 minutes ago.
Well, did we? Well, no. Well,
Kind of. We're doing sports comedy. So what we're doing now is we're still doing sports podcasting, but it's more so based around comedy. So just our lives with a touch of sports. We're changing
Yeah.
our brand to Ride the Pod.
It's gonna be very hard for us to like verbally explain what we're doing.
So also a very similar question that we were asked that's not on in the chat but was sent to us was if we could fangirl over any other sport, what would it be?
Oh, I would
Yeah,
have to say
sport.
NFL.
Yeah,
NFL, but I feel like
I guess.
baseball-
Yeah, NFL just has the biggest fan base. Be kind of cool. To be part of.
NFL, I feel like baseball.
I'd
does it
love to get
run-
into baseball.
You
Really?
would,
Yeah, I think baseball would be really fun to get into.
and you're a huge numbers guy too, and
Yeah.
that's just all about numbers.
Yeah,
It's
baseball
all
loves
about
its
numbers.
numbers.
like Rain Man.
What about other than sports? What would you guys podcast about? I guess you would do like the comedy story side of things, but if you had to be specific,
Me and Josh always
Yeah.
talked about doing like a conspiracy episode one time when you weren't there. I think that would be really fun.
Yeah, I don't.
can
think
Josh smoke weed for it?
No,
Why not?
I'll never
Josh,
touch
we
it.
also have a question in the chat. If Seth Rogen came on, would we smoke weed with him? Absolutely.
100%. He would.
Yeah, I'd probably have to. Or maybe I take
clip,
a
clip
maybe-
that and send it to Reth Sogan, dude.
breath soaking.
Meth
Rogan. Let's
Yeah.
get him on here. dude.
All right. So, do we have anything else? Any other questions?
Yeah, I got a few.
Okay.
We also never said what we hated about Elijah.
Sick life.
Well, I said stubbornness,
yeah.
and when I was thinking about what you guys are, is rock, hard place. That's what you guys are.
All right. Okay.
And I'm
okay.
caught in the middle. I'm James Franco, like right about to eat off my arm.
yeah. And you're only like 3 hours into it.
Yeah,
Compared to what
exactly.
he was.
Opposed to 127 hours.
Yeah.
Would you guys buy lottery tickets?
Okay, yeah. So this is something I wrote down because one of our good friends here, shout out Tara. Tara bought a lottery ticket today, so we know Tara in our life.
How much did she win?
She didn't win yet. It wasn't the fact that she won that is making me talk about it, but it's the fact of like, I don't know. I grew up and my parents always said that they buy lottery tickets when the jackpots are huge. I feel like they just buy lottery tickets most of the time.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever bought one? Just a straight up like Lotto Max or something like that?
No, you know what?
No,
I don't
never.
even know how they actually work. Like you just circle a couple numbers and that's how it is. Like
Cross your fingers, hope for the
I
best.
think you tell them your numbers over it or something like that.
right, and they record it or something.
Well, they print out your ticket there.
Right.
And there's like a few different lotteries you can enter. You can enter like the BC, the Lotto 649, which is that BC?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Lotto Max.
And then the Lotto Max is Canada, right?
But
Yeah.
you know what? You know what? Maybe I would consider it if I lived in the US and I could buy Powerball because that thing's
But-
fucking insane.
Yeah,
But dude,
Powerball's
you
huge.
pay
Powerball.
taxes through your anus.
Yeah,
You end up paying more than half of it, I think, or at least around half.
Yeah, but dude, think of the pot though.
yeah, it's like
massive.
300 million sometimes.
Yeah.
At least in Canada, you're like,
Speaking of fucking lots of money, going back to The Bachelor, Chris Harrison got paid out $500 million.
Yeah, eight figures.
Or no, sorry,
50.
$50 million. Yeah,
oh, you would say 500.
I saw- yeah,
you
yeah,
got
Dude,
sorry, I
three-
got way too
dude, it was a
excited.
$50 million settlement
yeah, that's fuck.
or like payout.
Yeah.
Like, dude, his contract was huge.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. I'll take the vacation. Bye.
Yeah.
And you know what?
You
And you know
kidding
what
me?
though? He'll find another gig. I mean, look at the guy that did Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? He got fired, and then he ended up being on
Fired.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I think that was his
It's kind of a glow up, isn't it?
yeah. Obviously him because he got a huge payout. Pretty sure.
Shout out Chris, dude.
Okay. Any other questions here? Because we gotta wrap up.
So sorry, I was
if-
going to bring up the lottery one. You didn't let me finish. So the lottery, like she bought a lottery ticket, and I just thought to myself, so let's say you win the lottery.
Yeah.
Are you dishing out any amounts of money to like obviously your family and things like that? Like how much? Like what are you doing with the money in terms of like giving people some? Are you guys giving me some money?
Well, how much money do I have? Like, give me a number
So
of
let's
how
say
much I
10
win.
million. Let's say 10 million you got.
I win 10 mil.
It's not retirement like right
Is
away
this
money.
after tax?
This is after tax everything. You're walking out at 10.
So 10 million untaxed, just like that's straight in the bank. Straight dollars.
That's like that. What's his name? George Clooney thing when he sold Casamigos. When he sold out, he just went to his like all of his buddies' places or whatever, and he just dropped off like a bag of like $1 million to each of his friends who let him crash at his place for a little bit, right?
Yeah, that's sick.
Oh man. I think for like the immediate friend group, because again, like a lot of our friends are in relationships.
Yeah.
And obviously that money would be kind of split. But there's part of me that thinks it's like, dude, like let's do a down payment on a house. You know what I mean? Like get into property.
What do you mean it's your money?
No, I know, but like no, like I would give them the money. It's like you guys put a down payment on the house because I'm a strong advocate right now for especially Vancouver housing. Once you're in the market,
You're in the market.
you're in the market and you're in there forever, you know, and
Yeah.
the down payment is the hardest part. Like, let's like to think that, you know, of our friend group, or at least 5 guy friends all have girlfriends, 20K each, that's 100 grand. 20 grand usually covers a down payment for a pretty nice place.
You mean 100 grand?
No, like no. What I'm saying though,
20 each?
Yeah, 20 per
each,
couple.
yeah.
Yeah, 20 per couple. So it adds up. So like we have 5 close guy friends, 100K total.
Yeah.
And it all covers down payment. And it's like, dude, like if you guys decide to sell, or if you guys somehow like earning that money back, like you don't have to pay me back. If you do, it's fine.
Question. If you had the money though, like let's say you got 10 mil and you were like going to invest some of it into property, wouldn't you just straight out buy the house and you're not paying any interest whatsoever?
Well, yeah, I would do that for myself. I wouldn't do that for my friends.
Okay, sick.
Like I would get their foot in the door.
Yeah.
And like, which is the biggest part of all of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't. Would you guys donate to charity? That's the big. That's the
This
biggest
is kind
thing.
of maybe this is fucked up of me. I wouldn't donate to charity as much as I would find like I would want to find either someone in my life, like either friends. I've always had this fucking sick idea about like just meeting like the right homeless person or like the right couple homeless people. Not just like going out and finding someone and giving them a bag of cash, but like actually getting to know someone and be like, okay, like this dude,
I'm gonna change your life.
yeah, like I'm gonna change your life. Like here's a house or something like that. You know, like
Yeah.
that would because I don't know. I still kind of consider that charity, like in the end, like the definition
Totally.
of it.
Yeah.
But at least you get to see the result. You get to see it. It's there. Like you know, you have a good memory of that.
Yeah.
That would feel good.
But I wouldn't also mind like buying like a cheap place in like the Bahamas, like just a fucking mansion that's dirt cheap and being like, boys, like this is the vacay house.
Yeah.
You guys want to use it? Like
About
we'll charge you guys like 300 bucks a night or something like that. Bring as many people as you want. Don't fuck it up. We can all go together. You guys can go as a couple, whatever it is, like, and just kind of do that. You know, like have a hotspot for the friend group. You know,
That'd be sick.
that'd be pretty dope.
Right.
I think
The rest would all be invested and just saved.
I think I'd also, I'd probably like give out a little bit of money to people, but I'd also probably plan like a really big group trip with a ton of people, just all expenses
Dude,
paid for,
easily.
that type of thing.
I'd be like, boys, like, where are we going?
Like, go somewhere like fucking, we've always talked about going to Arizona, or maybe go somewhere in Europe, or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
You
Like-
know what's fucked about this is like, so if you win the lot, let's say you win 100 million, life-changing money. You never have to work a day in your life if you want.
Mustard Mag, change
I
my
don't
life,
want-
please. Oh,
I
baby.
almost like, fuck you getting all horned up, dude.
Woo!
That lady might be spoken for, just saying. If she's not, if that's not the one I'm thinking of, dude, her name's Mustard Meg. That does not sound like it smells good. So
I have to
life-changing money, 100 mil. You have to pee?
All right, you and me.
All right, you and me.
Broke
Fuck
the
this
seal,
guy.
boys.
Fuck this guy, dude.
Sorry, dude.
Life-changing money, 100 mil.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of depressing what happens from there.
Yeah.
Because like you have all the time, all the money in the world. Well, not all the money, but you've got enough money to do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
None of your friends do.
Yeah. Do you think in those kinds of situations, then you're the guy who's obligated to like pay for your friends if you ever want to come out and do something that you know that's not
It
in their
sucks.
budget?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and because like your taste is going to change, and theirs can't. Like it's
How
not
much-
to the degree.
Yeah. Like how if you say you win 100 mil, how
Yeah.
frugal are you with that money still? Do you blow like a decent? Do you say like give yourself 10 mil, blow it, and then
Yeah.
just go from there,
I
or
think
do you
you
just
got
like
to. I think you got to blow a couple mil, like just to do it.
just buy something stupid just to say you can?
Yeah.
I think I
Have a stupid couple months where you're like paying every bill.
yeah
You bought a stupid car.
yeah
All these things. I almost think that like, so if I drew up a template though, like 100 million, okay, I'll give some money to all the family members that need it. So like, I know my family's taken care of, hopefully.
yeah
And then whatever money I have left, let's take like a couple million to just retire normally, like not bougie,
yeah
just to like make sure I don't fucking like die on the streets. And then after that, I'm just going to choose like a solid group and literally divide it equally. Because at that point, we could, at least from there, we can just all have like a sick 5 years together, whatever it is, and then go back to like work or something. Maybe that's a daydream, but at least then I'm not enjoying my money by myself, you know?
do you save any of your money for your unborn children?
Oh, fuck.
That's another thing to think about too.
Damn.
So that
Dude,
when you pass away, it's like, does it get
you want to leave a legacy, right? You want to leave.
Do you though? You're gone anyway.
Nah, but you know what though? Like, there's always like the saying of, like, keep the money within the family. You know what I mean? Like build your own empire. You know what I mean? Like leave your mark.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like my dad gave me this money. I was able to do this. I was super fortunate, and I've carried it on. I've grown it more. So now that 10 million turns into 100 million.
Yeah.
You know, and you keep going.
Interesting.
Anyways, okay.
I think
Moving
we
on.
had one more
question.
Oh, by the way, though, if Tara wins the 70 million today, we, as a podcast, we get like 500,000.
Just for equipment
Yeah, yeah,
purposes.
At least
equipment.
to pursue our dreams. All right.
Last question, one that was a very popular demand. Elijah's firing story. Wrong answers only.
Do you know how this
So
works?
like give the firing story, but not for what
But
he
cha-
actually got fired
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Change.
Do you want to tell the firing story so for everyone who hasn't heard it?
No, I want to do the wrong ansers only.
And then
Well,
just let
so
everybody
what
just
could
wonder.
Elijah get fired?
I've told it on
for?
the podcast before, but it's been a while. But I think
I think
let's
that
do
was
wrong
actually
answers
on Ride the Pod too. I don't even think that was Stick and Rank.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Do you have one queued up?
Elijah shows up to work naked because he thought he was dreaming. Ask somebody to pinch him to make sure he's not dreaming. They pinch him, he's wide awake. He's like, "Fuck."
Oh, see, Shane knows it was stickering. This dude's got a memory, dude. He's got the opposite of a goldfish, whatever that is.
Elephant.
Can't
Elephant.
forget things. Yeah, he can't
I
forget.
thought it was a giraffe.
a
but-
crow. He's got the
Elephant.
memory of a crow.
Okay, wrong answers only. Go.
Oh man, what would Elijah get fired for?
Elijah watched a YouTube video the night before, and it was a woke video that said, "High fives are out, ass slaps are
actually,
back. Ass
no.
slaps they're back." Or he watched the
Actually-
Key and Peele skit, "Ass slaps," when he went to work, got fired within 5 minutes.
Actually, no. You know what it is. You know what
Yeah.
mine would be. I would say.
Elijah starts up his own OnlyFans, gets let go, and gets discovered.
I think a lot. I'm gonna say something a little bit more like logical because I feel like it's something that Elijah would
happen.
do.
Oh,
boss comes up to him, like, you know, giving him a lot of feedback, constructive. And Elijah looks at him dead in the face, like grin. He's like, dude, like, I just don't care anymore. It's like, that's like the straw that broke the camel's back. Right?
Yeah.
And that's just like, okay, see you
Boss just
later.
implodes.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I just don't care anymore.
Yeah,
like
that's like right up there with being it. How about Elijah is back behind the bar bartending on an 8-hour night, super hot night, and every time he thinks everyone's not looking at him, he itches his balls down his pants. He literally reaches down and
That's actually what I thought too. Like, you get caught like during a COVID year,
yeah,
like scratching your ass, and you proceed to give someone like teaspoons. Be like, enjoy your dessert.
Dude, that's what I mean, dude. Elijah reaches down while he's bartending, pulls out a wet hand after, and thinks no one's looking. Lo and behold, the cameras
Pulls
were
out
watching.
half a shart on his fingers and just wipes it off on a paper towel. And
proceeds to pour a brown cow.
Yeah.
Here's a brown cow for you. Oh, what do you mean? It was supposed to be a glass of milk? Whoops. My bad.
Or serves alcohol to a kid by mistake.
Oh no.
Yeah, the word virgin comes up, pours 3 shots. Whoops. Sorry about that.
Oh
Kid's
god.
not going to be a virgin after this one.
All right. Is that everything we have here?
Dude, is that the live episode right there?
That's the live episode. We're running an hour and 55, probably our longest
2 hour.
episode
Ever.
since Ride the Pod.
Are we going to start doing these long episodes when Ride the Pod comes back?
No, I think this was one where we wanted obviously everyone to be involved, and we actually had a lot of good interactions with people, which was awesome.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
It was fun, and we've got only a couple more episodes left here, boys.
One
That's
more.
right.
One more.
One
We've
last
got
episode.
one more.
StickInRink.
And it's probably just going to be a regular episode next time.
Yeah.
I would say. I mean, we might.
We're going in person.
Yeah,
Going in
we'll be in
person,
person for sure.
I don't know if we'll go live because Josh's internet can't go live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you guys have probably
That's
seen.
tough.
Tough look. But anything else, boys?
I'm just going to kind of clear up the Ride the Pod stuff. So, like, we're going to Ride the Pod. I would say our first episode is going to be released probably. What is it today? It's the 8th. That means I think we're going for like the, forgive me if I'm wrong, like 22nd. It's that week. It's the week after the 19th is when we're looking to release our first podcast episode. In addition to that, we're going to be doing some pretty cool video projects. So we're going to be putting all this stuff out there. If I can't wait to watch whatever that video is. That sounds funny. Have to describe the totality of this podcast in one video. If it's like some sort of just whale on the beach, I'm gonna be like, you fucking asshole.
That's like Peter Griffin with the dead whale, like trying to get it back into the ocean. And he stabs it and it dies.
Oh yeah, with the forklift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, we'll be having a bunch of announcements coming about what we're doing, when we're doing it, and how to find us. So
love that. All right, boys.
Yeah. Raph, I forgot to do a DraftKings ad read at the beginning of this. Do you want me to throw it on the end and then you flip it to the beginning?
You can just not do it.
I like to get paid. I like
Do
getting
it.
paid.
Send
Thank
it.
you, DraftKings, the #1 sports book when it comes to daily fantasy sports all across the world. That's right. We're doing the DraftKings ad read at the end of the episode. You don't know that. You're listening now. Anyways, big episode coming up here for you. DraftKings, check it out. Promo code THPN at sign up. Free entry with your first deposit. Check us out. Thank you for all the support to DraftKings, to our fans, to everybody. It's been fucking real. Adios, muchachos.
See you, dudes. Thanks for tuning in.